Hello, everybody, and welcome to URS one final time on F1 2021. It's an end of an era. It is an end of an era, and that's for sure. And if you don't know, we have a 7-race season that we planned out from the start of the season for the second season before F1 2021 comes out to pan out this championship. It has been a blast since, and it's going to be a blast today. A couple days before F1 2022 gets released. And we have a 4-way driver championship fight with a 6-way constructor fight. It's going to be a fun one. If you don't know who I am and you're just joining us, I am Ryan Ocon31. And usually I'm joined alongside by Lando, but today I'm joined alongside by Polo God. Hello.
Hello. This is very exciting. I'm back in the commentary box. If anyone who knows me from the ARL days, I used to commentate alongside Ryan in the lower tiers, but this is going to be an interesting experience. Being back in the commentary box.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to fix the bitrate in just for a second. Let me just do that quickly. Fix the bitrate.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, I just think we just have to say F. But anyway, continuing with what we were saying, Polo, what do you do in the league if people do not know and they're joining us for the first time in this league?
I am the co-owner, basically your right-hand man. I am a steward, and I was a cast driver, but after my last few races in league racing, I decided to just call it a day for this game, and decided to just do commentary for today at least.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting season. I need to get some invites sorted to some people, but it's been an interesting season, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting one. Obviously, I haven't really looked at the races that much, but like from what I've raced, and it's been full of ups and downs, twists and turns, and it's brought us down to this, a 4-way championship fight, which is what everyone would want to see in a league like this.
Especially with it being a realistic league where the drivers, everything's tuned up a little bit different, where the slower drivers and the faster cars and the faster drivers and the slower cars, you make it a much more of a interesting championship fight that way. And that's why we have at round 7, the final race of the season, 4 drivers still left in this fight, while we have a 6-way constructor fight. Although I would say 3 drivers have a chance at the championship realistically. For drivers and the constructors, there's only about maybe 5 realistically ready, are realistically still with a chance. So yeah, with that being said, I know people have joined us in the chat and stuff like that. Come join us, come let us know. We'll talk about the previous race later on, Polo. The only thing I do want to mention about it though is first time winner Will Pluto back on the podium, keeping his championship hopes alive. Chunga's first time podium, and Ryle's taking the championship lead. That's all we need to know for now. We'll talk about first starts in a moment, small things and race director notes. The disqualification place is turn 11. We only have 1 disqualification needing to be served. We'll talk about reserve appearances in a little while. You see a lot of new reserves. But how about we get in an interview with somebody? Especially the championship leader. How about that?
Yeah.
GSR Riles. Talk to him while we get these invites sorted. If you want to talk to anybody, it's good to do it now. Let's get invites sorted. I think the only people who need invites that I know of are Lojovic, Wingo, and this is the game this is, and Thrasher, who will probably reserve the McLaren. I don't see anybody else available for McLaren, so I think we'll get Thrasher in. Yeah, we'll get Thrasher in for McLaren. All right, we're joined by Riles. Riles, are you there?
Hey, how's it going?
Hello. So, my first question for you is, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I've been ready for this
Okay.
morning for a while.
Is any of the fan club watching? That's my second question. Yours.
I'm hoping so.
Or no?
I've got one at
Better.
least.
Okay, that's good. That's always a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So, championship stuff. I have to talk to you about that especially. Talk to me about the mentality going into today's race, and especially because you're in a different scenario where you usually be in. You're the championship leader, not the one trying to catch up.
It definitely feels good to have that buffer. I think it's 9 points. That'll definitely help me strategize a track that's not exactly advantageous for the Ferrari. The straights are going to be difficult, but I'm hoping to, hang tight behind someone and just play the DRS game until the final stint, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, most definitely. Your championship rivals such as Pluto, Davis, and everybody else as well, who has raced you throughout the season. Sam Steed, he's got a chance though too. Talk to me about them and what it's been like racing them throughout the whole season.
It's been a lot of fun. The season beforehand, I didn't really get the chance to do that. So this season on controller has been a lot more fun.
Yeah, that's for sure. What's the difference between wheel and controller for sure, for you, since you've done that now?
Absolutely, like it's seconds off my lap time, especially during race pace. So it's definitely levied me this opportunity to fight for a championship.
Yeah, I agree. Just trying to get the rest of the reserves in here. Polo, do you have any questions for Riles?
The only really thing I want to say is, obviously you've had experience with winning championships and championship fights in the past. Is it the same mindset going into the day than any other league you've been in a championship contention?
It's definitely similar, but this league in particular is realistic. So I don't think I've ever won a championship in a realistic league. So this would be my first. So I'm approaching it a little bit differently, I'd say.
Alright. Good luck. This
Thank you.
is like, you have that, your championship lose, to be honest, and
Yeah.
if you just stay consistent, you can pull it off, but obviously you got 3 top quality drivers competing for it.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, have fun, Riles. Let us know who's engineering, and let us know who out of your fan club is watching in the chat today. I hope you have a good race, and I hope it goes well.
Thanks, man. I'll see you guys later.
Have a good one. See ya. While we're at it, let's get Davis in here as well. Let's talk to him. Let's talk to the other one trying to challenge Riles. Trying to get Lojovic, and then I think we'll go. If Wingo or anybody else like Blossom or Novak joins, we'll get them. We'll get them in. I think later. If that's the case. Let's talk to Davis. Davis,
Yo,
how are you? Hello.
all right.
A bit close to your mic, but hello.
Yeah. What a day.
Just checking on Lojovic. Hold on one moment. Lojovic, are you joining? All right. So, include your audio, if you have not already. We just spoke to Riles. You're the one trying to chase Riles now. And you've been in this championship position before over in GSR, so has Riles. You've been in this championship position many times before. ARL is a perfect example. You were the one defending off from Patriot. This time, you're on the opposite side of that. How does it feel heading into this race today, and especially knowing you won this race last season?
Well, to be honest, I'm kind of happy. Like, not that happy, but like, I'm not that mad. I'm second place right now because like Riles has all the pressure. So I have no like pressure on me, so I can just push and have nothing to lose, to be honest. So like, I'm chilling, to be honest. If I don't win it, I don't win it. So like, I don't know. We'll find out. I hope he has some bad luck, and I hope I have some good luck. Feel like I have a shot to win.
Yeah, that's for sure. Considering you won this race last season, what do you kind of have to say about your competitors, your rivals, and what you know you can do and manage, especially being in a championship fight now?
Well, of course, me and Riles, I feel like we're gonna be same on pace here, which I'm not gonna be a fan of. But like, they've all practiced, I practice a little too. I feel like it's gonna be a good race. Everybody's cool. Of course, like Jad ran a .3, but his Haas is not going to be good in the race because, you know, the straight line speed. I don't know what Axe is running, but like I feel like it could be a good battle with everybody, and it would be close because everybody's got some practice in from last season.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kostek's gonna have to get back in the Alfa Romeo there, but Polo, got any questions for Davis?
I was gonna ask, like, do you feel like there's no pressure on you now that you're the one chasing Riles? But you pretty much answered that. So no, I don't have any questions for you, Davis. Best of luck. Yeah, you only 9 points off. So if you win, and I think if Riles finishes third, you've done it. So no pressure. Obviously Riles is more pressure than you, but you have a chance. And all I can say is, yeah, best of luck.
Yep.
Sorry, I just had to laugh at reserve chat. All right, good luck, Davis. Have a good one. Good luck today. I got to invite Lojovic because he has got to join in. He needed another invite to the lobby. He'll be racing in the Merc. Let's invite one more quickly. Let's get one more in for the start of the session. What about Pluto?
Pluto, yeah.
Pluto. Let's get him in. Last season's champion. And you know what? The interesting thing about this too is 2010 four-way fight in real life F1. The champion never led the championship to the final race. Pluto is the same exact way. Never led the championship this season just yet. And today could be the day. We'll talk to him quickly. We'll get a quick word in with him. Since when did Polo commentate? Well, Polo stepped in for the final race of the season and he decided, you know what? He's gonna commentate with me and Lando's gonna race. Pluto. Let's talk to you, get a quick word before you go out on track. So, obviously you're last season champion, and you're coming into this definitely with a different mindset, because you're the one attacking this time. The question I have is, you have not led this championship so far this season. The rest of the three in contention have. What kind of mindset does that give you?
Relaxed. I don't really care about winning, to be perfectly honest with you. I just want to have a nice time. If I'm battling for P11, then fantastic. Love it.
Yeah,
as long as I'm not known.
Exactly. Yeah. What about the constructors fight? You have Lando next to you today. What kind of thought process does that go through your mind?
Balls. I've lost my teammate that's usually racing, so I don't have that much hope. But if Lando can pull something out of his ass, then marvelous.
Yeah. Polo, a quick question for Pluto before he goes on track, or no? Anything?
I don't have any much to say. Aside from best of luck, I mean, like, you won it before. I don't think you'd probably be too bothered if you don't win it this time around, but sure.
I'm alright.
Exactly. You're last season's champion, so good luck. Have a good one.
Okay, see you later.
Good luck. See ya. Have fun. So, the first driver on track that we have is Aaron Ocon. And Aaron Ocon has missed 2 races this season, but he's only made Q3 once this season. And with that being said, even though he's made it once, he's also only finished in the points twice. It's not been the season for your cousin Aaron Ocon, but the thing is, this is the last track where he took a podium, so he could recover it today. First starts for drivers today, we'll talk about that in just a moment. Lojovic has to get into a car, we'll situate that, but the drivers making their first starts or returns or whatever it may be, Burning Man. It was reserve, gone to full-time, and got switched to the Mercedes. After the whole racecracker change. URS, esports challenger driver. He's racing for the first time. He's in a Haas. Best of luck to him, of course. But he's racing for the first time. Lando's back. Every race Lando's done, he's scored points. So he could keep that streak going today. Lojovic is in. He's reserving. Racecracker's back. J&T's back this time in the Alfa Romeo. And Thrasher is reserving. He is trying to disqualify himself there, but Aaron Ocon on a lap in his Ferrari going through turn 1, 2, 3, now all the way down to turn 4. Thrasher served his qualifying ban, so he is gonna miss the next one. Here's Aaron Ocon going through turn 4, a little bit of a scruffy line, but he's got Racecracker following. Now to the S section, where this might be the best section for the Ferrari throughout this whole race and the chance they have to gain in anybody. Here he goes, turn 8 now. Not the best of laps so far, but this would definitely set him safe as of right now, I would assume. Now, here we go. To turn 9 and 10. The double left-hander, a tricky part of the track. Now DRS deployed and going down to turn 11. Polo, take it away.
Heading into now, the left-hander, always a tricky corner. You always have to ride that curve to get a good entry. Heading up the hill now, very easy to spin. especially in the car like the Ferrari. But heading in now to the final sector, we'll ride that curve. He kind of does it, and it's a really nice line there. Sector 3 has been pretty clean lap so far. Heading to the final corner, just about missed the apex. Gets a pretty shaky exit, but line looking like it's going to be a low 28, and it is. It's a 28 flat.
Rice Cracker beats it. Next across the line is an Alfa Romeo. That's JNT. JNT 6/10 back. The Mercedes of Burning Man sets a lap 8/10 back as well. Pluto, our championship contender, we're going to go on board with him because he is about to start a lap. Also, with that being said, we're going to try to get Wingo in the lobby, see if he can join us so we have 19 drivers because he did say he was going to race. But here comes Pluto, starting his lap. DRS deployed all the way down to turn 1. And now the thing that he's going to lose out on is the Williams straight line speed. But let's see what he can manage here throughout the first sector. Goes through turn 1. Clips the inside curb a little bit with his rear tire. Now through turn 2, clips the inside curb right there. Oh, not the best of turn 2s, but now down on the run to turn 3. Turn 4, you have Atlantis just ahead. The 100-meter board, he's going to brake, and then he's going to go toward the inside, not clipping the curb, but to the outside curb, just touching that a little bit. At the end of the first sector, it's a 28.3. That's not bad. Last season's pole time was a 28.0 through the first sector. So Pluto, it's not too bad through the first sector so far. Ryle set a lap, Atlanta set a lap, and so did Kostag. Kostag ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, heading into tricky turn 10. Does it really nicely, Pluto does. Heading down to the esports line, left-hander, taking the curve nice and tight through there, heading up the hill. Again, like I said, a really easy place to spin, but he takes it really nicely up the hill, up on the outside curve. It's the apex on the flat corner into sector 3, and rides the curve on his left-hand side wheel. He's taking another esports line, heading into the final corner, right to the curb. Bit of a shaky entry, but a nice exit, and this has been a pretty okay lap apart from that turn 3 moment, and it's a 28 flat, and that puts him just behind Aaron.
Jab, Will, Pluto have just set laps as well. Also setting a lap, I think, is another Ferrari. That's Riles coming into the line. I think he's going out for another one, possibly. Recharge, set, and return. Now, also on track, I'm trying to see who's on a lap. Let's go through Communist, though. In the AlphaTauri, we've not talked too much about the AlphaTauri. Although we mentioned the Drivers' Championship, we will mention the Constructors' Championship. And stay tuned for us post-race today, because we will be interviewing the Drivers' Champion, the Constructors' Champion, and your podium finishers today. Which we could all see. We could see all 3 in 1. Who knows? Communist through sector 1. It was purple. Let's check what that was, because I did not see what it was. At the end of the first sector, was it in the 28, so it was a 28.1. So not bad for the first sector so far. Now to turn 9 and 10. He wasn't fully committed, but he ran a bit wide, and now he's going to go through the exit, deploying DRS all the way down to turn 11 now. Second fastest was Davis, a 27.8 that is for him. He said he's never crashed himself at Bahrain, Davis, so we'll see if that streak does continue. Speaking of never crashing themselves, Communist has been so far so well in for his teammate in the AlphaTauri. 105.9 through sector 2, completes that corner. It's the second to last braking zone in the track. Now he goes to the final braking zone, the final 2 turns of Bahrain, and he's going to brake past the 100-meter board, get it just well, clip the inside curb to the outside just a little bit. Committed to the inside a little bit more than the outside, but here he comes to the start-finish line. DRS deployed. What does he get? It's going to be second fastest ahead of his teammate so far.
Yeah, that wasn't even the cleanest looking lap from Communist. Like, he ran really wide out of turn 10, so he could definitely improve that by a good bit. It was a pretty clean lap other than that, but yeah, nice off from Communist there.
Definitely. WRX, we're going to go on board with for the rest of this lap in the Haas. This is his first lap in this league. Let's see what he does at the end of this sector. It's not the best. He's just getting used to this. A 6.3. So I'm sure we'll see a time being improved. Lando as well is currently out, and he did not set a time. That's very well and very representative. Now to the final corner, WRX comes. This is the first race he ran in the Esports Challengers. His Davis goes fastest. Here comes WRX coming to the line now. What's it going to be? 27.5 the fastest. WRX set a 28.3.
Yeah, 1,000 ahead of Kostag, and less than half a turn ahead of JNT, so they're picking the Alfa Romeos at the moment, and that's a very representative time for the Haas from WRX.
Rowdy, 28-1 at the end of the first sector. Here he goes, purple for him. He's setting his first lap. He has not qualified the past couple of weeks, and the last time he made Q3 was back at France, and when he did so, he outqualified his teammate. That's the only time I believe he outqualified his teammate this season, if I'm correct. So here we go. Rowdy, end of the turn 10, the heavy braking zone. Here we go. What's it gonna be by turn 11 into the end of sector 2? And we have yellow flags. We don't have many people on track, by the way, but Rowdy, Lojovic, the only two yet to set a lap. Sam Steed also completed a lap, I believe. He went 10th fastest. Rowdy, TJ Boy ended the second sector to 6-0. So this should set him similar to where his teammate is and similar to where Axe is. So, at the front of the field, though, right now, it's the McLaren splitting the two AlphaTauris with Davis fastest.
Across the line now, Rowdy, TJ Boy, looking to be a pretty mid 27. It goes P4 behind Communists, the 10th up Communists.
So he must have improved a lot in that last sector in order to set a lap like that. Lojovic setting a lap 16th fastest too. Lando's on an out lap, a couple people on a lap. Communist thinks he's safe, by the way, so I would agree with that, by the way. So does Davis.
Yeah, I think that's lovely on the car-off point. Last season, the car-off point was a 28.8, obviously. The car-off point right now is a 28.5, so it'll definitely be a lot quicker than that this season. But for sure, both opportunity to say.
Lando on an out lap. Who else is on a lap? I know I just cut away from Aaron. I don't know if he was on a lap or not. No, he's coming to the pits. I apologize. Sam Steed coming to the pits. JNT out lap. Lojovic. We've gone on board with quite a few people. I'm just trying to make it a little bit more diverse of who we've gone on board with. We've gone on board with an AlphaTauri. We've gone on board with a Ferrari. Alpine. Haas. Williams. Go on board with Lando though anyway, because it is his first start since last season. Aaron Ocon up in 6th, thinks he's safe. I wouldn't bet on it just yet though, because I don't think Lojovic or Lando's time is really representative. So here we go, Lando starting a lap. This is his only start of season 2, and the last time he did race, it was back at Imola, scored points, and he's kept that streak alive since. But he made Q3 here last season. This is where he got his best qualifying actually, but he's struggling through turn 2 and 3 as we head down to turn 4 already. The thing with the realistic league that I like to mention with Lando is only scored 1 podium, and that was back in the Alfa Romeo at USA. But the thing with him, 28-7 in the first sector, 3,000 down. The thing with him though is even though he scored that 1 podium, he scored a lot of 4th, 5th, 6th place finishes, and he's been really consistent when he has raced, according to last season. The thing with Lando, yeah, points every race, but he's not a great qualifier. He's a great racer. And that's been proven before. DRS Open, someone set a better lap. I think that was Sam who went up to P6 right there on the Alpine. As we're getting to the end of Sector 2 for Lando. I'm not going to complete the full lap for him because I want to watch. Oh, he's out! Oh, there you go. Oh, boy. That's it for Lando. Well, we'll switch to Burning Man, who's in the Mercedes, starting his lap. Oh, God, how about you start with this? But that is not crucial for Lando and the Williams, especially for a Constructors team in this fight.
Yeah, Burning Man going through turn 1, going through up to turn 2, turn 3, pretty nice line through there. But yeah, Lando being out is a very, very huge shock. Didn't expect him to make a mistake like that. Coming through turn 4 now, Burning Man has a bit of a slide, but gets through pretty nicely to 28.3. The first sector goes down the hill. It's pretty similar to what Pluto did. Yeah, bit of a shaky line through there. I think he didn't get committed. Just honestly, heading now into turn 9, turn 10, the double left-hander. Nice line through there. Yeah, it was a really good one actually. Yeah, heading up now into turn 11, pushing the end of sector 2. Doesn't commit to the curb. Goes up the hill around, see what he can do. Doesn't spin like Lando. Goes up the hill at the 6-1 in sector 2. It's a pretty representative at all, being a poor line through there. But heading up now to the final corner. See what he can do now. And just close to the curb, but he has a nice line. Let's see what he can do. me across the line. It might be around where Pluto is. Yes, it is.
There you go. Ninth place, Slojovic about to start a lap as well in the Mercedes. Who else is about to start a lap? Atlantis and the Aston Martin. We have not talked about Atlantis or the Aston Martin team too much. Somehow, Polo, they missed the first race. They didn't score points in the second race, and they are still in championship contention. I think that's thanks to JNT's win. But here we go. Atlantis deploys DRS and heads down to turn 1. Oh, wait, no. Did he just finish the lap? No, he's starting a lap. Sorry. It looked like he finished the lap because it changed the outlap, but it changed like the timing. It was very weird. Here's Atlantis through turn 2, very careful on the traction. Now to turn 3, DRS deployed, ERS all the way down to 75%, and we have the heavy braking zone at turn 4. Got to clip the curb on the inside just a little, if you want to lose time actually, because that's where I lost a lot of time while practicing with a lot of these guys. 28.3, so this will set him a bit better. And this will help him out a ton. Here goes Atlantis, down to turn 8 now. So I mentioned the Constructors fight, and we'll talk about it while on this lap. The Constructors Championship. We mentioned drivers. Ryle's ahead by 9 points. Ahead of Davis. Then Pluto's back by 10. Sam, as well, is 17 back. So he's going to have to have some sort of miracle. But the Constructors Championship. Let's go from reverse order this time. Aston Martin. They are 42 back. They literally have to win. Do more than win. 10th up for Atlantis at the end of the second sector. Alpine, Ferrari, Haas, all within a range of 12 to 17 back. Someone retired from the session. That Burning Man retired. JNT retired. Yeah, that's surprising right there. Atlantis crosses the line now, by the way. What's it going to be? It's going to be 5th place, so not bad for him. Sam Steed retires. He thinks he's safe. Lojovic crosses the line and does improve just a little bit. Well, Chromac coming to the line in the Red Bull. Sorry, pitting. Riles, Atlantis, Rowdy. Who else is coming to the line? Focus on the Alpine. Haas, Ferrari, Alpine. Like I said, 12 to 17 points back. Williams are 3 points back, and AlphaTauri are leading the championship right at 100 points. They're in the triple digits. Well, we have 17 viewers watching. How about we get some more? You guys got to get some more. Got to reach peak viewers. Last week we reached 19 people at one point. So yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I do want to watch because of the championship too. It's going to be a fun one. Should be good. I don't think Rowdy's starting a lap here. No, he's coming to the pits. I apologize about that. Axe should be soon. We don't have many people left in the session, but this does decide who goes through to Q2. And right now, you got a Williams out, you got a McLaren, and you got a Mercedes out right now. By the way, speaking of Mercedes, Mercedes and McLaren are the only 2 teams in the double digits, or sorry, the single digits in the championship, Polo. That's not good.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, especially McLaren. McLaren had a lot of promise heading into the season, but I think just A, the drivers didn't show up, and B, just lack of consistency. Especially, and as well, Mercedes just had a poor showing as well, in general, and it hasn't clicked for them. It's a bit of a shock, to be honest.
Somebody retired from the session, I believe, because they felt like they were fast enough. Axe is coming back to the pits. He thinks he's safe. Lojovic now. He is the only one left to possibly knock out JNT and knock out Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo, this would be the 2nd consecutive race to make Q2. They're on a run to do so. Lojovic, last race, qualified 20th, didn't even make a lap, really. Didn't get out of Q1. End of the first sector, 28.8. He's down 4/10, so it's not looking good to make it so far, but he has to see improvement through the 2nd and 3rd sector. Can he do so? Goes through turn 8, now to turn 9 and 10, a really heavy braking zone. He has to get this one right if he wants to get through, and he does it a little bit better than he did the previous times. And previously out in Q1 and Q2, or sorry, Q1 the last couple weeks. Last week is Novak, Chungus, Rowdy, Com, and Brazil. Sorry, the previous week it was Lojovic, Atlantis, Rowdy, Novak, and Del Boy. He runs a bit wide in the Mercedes. Mercedes didn't even see both cars make it through last week. Now goes through 4/10 down. Does not look like he will make Q2 for the second running in a row. Comes to the final corner now and running a bit wide, somehow keeping it valid. I think he's backed off of this one. He's actually out of fuel. So Lojovic is out of qualifying. We have our order set. Thrasher had a qualifying ban. He was out. Lando crashed out. And Lojovic is out on pure pace.
Yeah, very shocking.
Make sure he retires. Make it quicker. Lojovic. Sorry, that was my fault.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
But yeah, a bit of a shock that Mercedes is out. Pretty surprising showing from Logic. Usually a lot faster, but I don't think it's clicked around it for Bahrain.
Yeah, and he definitely had momentum over in GSR and their tier 4, the equal series they have, with having a couple of podiums in a row. Lojovic had 2 podiums in a row. The momentum has not stayed for him at all. So, this qualifying order, Davis at the top of the board. And you know what? Davis has never took a pole, by the way. Could today be the first day for that, possibly? We'll find out. He's a 10th ahead of the field. Polo, how about you go through the lineup as Lojovic, Lando, and Thrasher are out?
Yeah, so it's Davis topping the Q1 session with Ricecracker in second, Tommy in third, Rowdy fourth, Atlantis fifth, GSR Ross Championship leader in sixth, Sam Seed seventh, Aaron Up in eighth, Pluto ninth, Burning Man 10th, Jab 11th, Will Cormac 12th, WRX 13th, Cossack 14th, Jane Team 15th, Logic, Thrasher, and Lando are out.
You know, Q1 has actually been the closest session, or sorry, Q2 has been the closest session this season. That's a fun fact I want to provide you, by the way. Closest session this whole season. So let's see if that stat, Polo, does stay true.
Yeah, it's also a stat that I've never reached Q3 because of how close the qualifyings have been, but yeah.
Well, you reach it today.
Yeah, cause I can actually
Just different how you do
watch
it.
Yeah.
We got Ricecracker back in the session, I believe, by the way. What do we think about maybe talking to a driver who was out of the session in a little while? Who was out? Lando was out, Thrasher was out, Lojovic was out. Maybe Lojovic in a little while? We'll see throughout the Q2 session. We'll speak to him because I know it was mentioned now we do want to talk to drivers who are out. We have not been on board with any Alfa Romeos. Time to be on board with Kostag. Kostag, he's made up the most positions on lap 1 this season out of any driver. Reminds me of Kimi Räikkönen, how he's doing that in the Alfa Romeo a lot, and Antonio Giovinazzi. That was the way it was with Kostag this season, and he's been the best of the late breakers and dive bombing people the whole season. You know, and Paulo, you might remember the incident I was talking about it with a couple people as well. Last game, because we are going in a new game, it's worth to mention. Last game, and we will see people being on the mediums just to mention, but last game, Kostag got into an incident with F1 Boy at the start of the game cycle in GSR. At the start of the game cycle with F1 2020. Got into an incident with that F1 Boy. And it was an incident where Kostag was literally bumped out of the way for the win. And I think that incident, if I'm being honest with you, it changed his mindset of how he races. Alright, I'm going to go dive on people. I'm going to be aggressive. Because he maybe felt he wasn't being aggressive enough prior to that. I think that incident changed it. And you know what? That's maybe why we saw a lot of dive bombs this season. Quick comment on that, Polo, and then let's go to his lap.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think some instances affect drivers' mindsets. And obviously I'm one person for like having incidents affect how I drive, and yeah, like that incident must have like changed the way his driving style has been, because yeah, he's been a bit I actually forgot who we're on about, but his driving style might have been just a bit more aggressive than usual because of it.
Kostag now to the end of Sector 1, invalidated that time, so we're going to go to JNT, his teammate. Turn 4. JNT's first race in the Alfa Romeo since last season, and last season when he was in the Alfa Romeo, the season finale, that didn't go too well. 28-4 at the first sector, that's purple to this Q2 session. These will be the tires that these drivers start on. Last season we saw a couple of people go mediums. This season we see about 4 people go on the mediums. That is Sam Atlantis, Aaron Ocon, and Kostag. Here's J&T at turn 10 now. Got to get the traction out of this corner. Do not mess this up. Deploys DRS. Down to turn 11 now. Can he replicate what his teammate was able to do? And be up there? At this part of the session, can you replicate what Lando was able to do in the Alfa Romeo last season? And make Q3? J&T 6-4. Purple through the end of the second sector. I think we have a Haas crossing the line. That's Jeb actually starting a lap. Look at the teammate though. Kostak giving the slipstream. How about that? Heading down to the final corner. Kostak gets out of the way. J&T and Kostak working together pretty well as teammates in their first race as teammates, actually, considering J&T didn't make last week. Coming to the line now. DRS deployed. What is it going to be? It's a 28.5. Not the best, but it could be better. Sam is out. Did he crash?
He did. I think he just...
Oh no.
How did he crash? What?
And that's the championship contender on the wall. Oh my goodness. I think Bernie Man's backed off of his lap as well. Ricecracker gone fastest to 27.5. Communist right behind him. The Ferrari is going to be behind too of Riles. What happened to Sam? That's the championship contender. Oh no. You know what? That's not good too, because you know what? With being 17 points behind, he needed everything possible. Not even a pole point. Didn't even get a pole point. Burning Man goes fourth. Wow. Unbelievable.
It's crazy. Now, Jeb,
Unbelievable.
coming out of the final corner. There's a nice line, kind of right to the curb a little. Might have helped his exit, but he sets a 28.1 and goes P4.
Interesting
Wow.
by Jab, the Haas driver. Next up, we have Rowdy on an L lap. We have, yeah, Ricecracker has spun as well. This session is just pounding down. Does he have front wing damage? Yes, he does. Lucky enough, Ricecracker didn't go out of the session because Lando did through that section. Is Communist on a lap? I don't think he is, but he avoids him right there. Will Cromack goes fastest, 27.3. Last season's pole time was a 27.0. This session saw a 27.4, so we're already going faster than last season right now.
Indeed. And it's great to see that everyone's improving from last season.
Rowdy on a lap. Is he going to start a lap or come back in? He's going to start a lap. We've watched him quite a bit, but I'm concerned if that happened. If he had if someone had the pit wall and reset them to the track like that. I saw Ghost of Ricecracker for a minute, but Rowdy goes through turn 1, clips the inside curb with his rear tire. Now through turn 2, the traction looks just fine. Now to turn 3, DRS deployed, heading down to turn 4. Let's see what he can do. Can he make Q3 again this season? Maybe out-qualify his teammate, help the championship's sake. He's the only hope for Alpine at this point for qualifying to get any bonus points. Someone just set a time, 28.2 for Rowdy.
Good for a sector. Heading in now into start of sector 2. Has a nice little apex. Comm is retired. I think he thinks he's safe. I think he probably will be, but we'll see. Here we got a turn 10. It's a pretty nice line. He's trying to get the slip from Pluto. Kinda gets it. Pluto was going a bit too slow. Drives past his teammate's wheel. Came off, but heading up the hill. Very nice line through there onto the curb. 26.1, or 6.1, sorry, out of being into sector 3. Coming down to the final corner. Has a nice line heading into the final corner, and has a nice exit coming across the line. Hello, Sam.
And Rowdy got this too quick.
27.8.
So we're gonna talk to Sam. He's out of the session. We're gonna ask him how that happened because you lost your rear wheel, Sam. What happened?
I was warming up the tires and maybe a little bit too excessively on the straight. I hit where the edge of the arm came.
So let's talk about the championship sake then,
Yeah.
Sam. You're gonna have to recover from this now. 17 points back. You don't even have a pole point to save you. Davis goes second fastest. Talk to me about what you're gonna have to do now
It's not
to
like-
get this championship.
It's not like I was going to easily get it. I mean, let's be honest, my strategy has been made easy now because see the top two laps on their soft tyres. It's not ideal.
Tell me about your season. You know, you finished second a couple of times.
Yeah.
You've been on podium, what, 2 or 3 times? Something like that?
3.
Axe sets a 6.5. You know, I know you spoke to me, and I think Axe might be invalid here. He's lucky to keep that valid. How did he keep that valid? I do not know. But, you know, your championship season has been a bit of a difficult one for you because there's been many results where you could have been much better, such as Saudi and France and even Russia, where it would have been a better race for you. Talk to me about that and what that has had, what kind of toll that has had on your championship season.
I just simply haven't been good enough this season for many reasons. I mean, France, I didn't expect the track to drive as quick as it did. I mean, even going before that at Canada, I could have won the race, but stuff happened. France, I was going to get 18 points, so what did I get, 2 there? So that would have put me
2 or 4,
16.
something like that.
Yeah. So I would have been gained 16 points, would have been 1 point behind where I was going into this race, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Then Russia, I was quick and I made a mistake. It's just been the story of my season. Then Saudi, made a mistake again. I had some really good speed even after I made my mistake and I pitted for my new front wing, and I was like 4 seconds quicker than the cars ahead of me. Oh, you see my rear wheel on track. Yeah, and then the game kicks me off, which would have been another extra 5 points if I do 4 points if that didn't happen. So there's been so many things. It's not been good from me. I've expected better from myself. So yeah, the first 2 races were the highlights, and I mean Brazil, I got lucky to get a podium. I was quick, but the rain just sort of messed me up a bit.
Yeah. Pluto about to complete his lap in the mediums. I don't have any more questions for you besides saying good luck for the rest of the race and the championship. Polo, do you have any questions for him or no?
I have no questions, and I need to go grab my dinner. So I'll be 2 minutes.
Okay.
Abrupt finish.
Okay, no worries.
See you later.
No worries. Yeah, see ya, have fun. We'll get Lojovic in at the end of the session. Pluto sets a lap. He's not through on the mediums. He's going to have to go to the softs if he wants to get through in this session. But yeah, Sam, I wish you best of luck. On an out lap is Atlantis. Mercedes Burning Man's on one. Davis retires from the session. He thinks he's safe. So does Com. JNT rather crashed out or is electing this be out of this session. That would make WRX safe as of right now. I do maybe want to go on board with Atlantis or Aaron Ocon again. I'm not sure which one we want to go with. Let's see if Burning Man's on a lap. Burning Man completing this one. 5/10 up, actually. So this is good for him to get himself into Q3 for a 3rd time in the league. But he keeps messing up there at the 3rd to last corner, which is preventing him from getting a better lap than what he should be doing. Burning Man enters the final braking zone for the final time. Hits the apex decently, but he's going to go faster, but it's a matter of by how much. Can he cross the line and go 5/10 faster or 6? Only 3/10 though. So the Mercedes driver gets through and is up to 7th. Interesting Q3. We've got a couple of interesting names here, especially in the back marker cars. Atlantis starts a lap right now in his Aston Martin. Pluto coming to the pits to go for softs. Atlantis goes to turn 2, turn 3. One of the pad players at this track. One of the drivers who we do expect maybe to be on the podium today if we do see a shock result or the Aston Martin team up there. Wingo did join in. I hope it puts him in the Aston Martin. 4/10 up is Atlantis. Low. 4/10 up is Atlantis. Getting out of the way. That is Burning Man right there. On an outlap is Rowdy. On an outlap is Aaron. On an outlap is Axe. Axe has to do more in order to be safe because he knows Atlantis is improving. He knows Aaron can improve. Aaron, we had a vote for him earlier before the race. We've had penalty guests the whole season, basically. Since Doughboy wasn't racing, we would have put something with Aaron and Doughboy together. But Doughboy's not here today, so Aaron, where does he qualify? The majority of people by that vote did say that he would rather qualify anywhere from 1st to 10th or anywhere from 11th to 12th. Atlantis is improving, and he would be inside the top 10 if he keeps this going. Possibly the top 5. He has to keep this valid. Let's see what he can do. After Atlantis crosses the line and the session ends, we'll get Lojovic in. We'll talk to him. Atlantis crosses the line now, goes 4th fastest. We'll be on board with somebody here. Maybe a Mercedes. Burning Man coming to the pits. Rowdy again. I don't want to go on board with Rowdy for a 4th straight time. We'll go on board with Axe this time, actually, because he's an esports challenger driver. Axe is more toward the bottom. Actually, you know, Aaron is improving. Sorry, we'll go to Aaron back. We'll go to Aaron, then Axe. Aaron is up 9/10. Can you shoot Lojovic an invite to the party quickly, Polo, so we can get an interview with him? Pluto's retired from the session. He is out. That is your championship contender. 2 of the 3 championship contenders out. And that is actually 3 constructors, I believe, out. So technically 2 Williams and 1 Alpine. But here comes Aaron crossing the line now. Where does he go? He goes 4th fastest ahead of his teammate right now. Can this be the first time Riles gets out qualified this season by a teammate? Axe coming through turn 2 and turn 3. Let's talk about him quickly. Turn 4 this time. That's a Ferrari slowing. I think Riles or Aaron. That's one of the 2. They know they're safe. Axe and Kostak have to get themselves out. Here's Lojevic. We'll talk to him about being out of the session. Lojevic. Axe sets a 28-3, 3/10 up. Hello. Make sure you include your audio.
Yep.
So, we know your brother was going to originally try to race Red Bull today. He is not feeling well, so he decided he wasn't going to race. But you do the duties out of the people in your house, out of you and your brother, by racing the Mercedes today. You were out again, but you qualified better than last week. What are you expecting today, seeing as you're a bit off the pace compared to what we usually expect?
Well, I thought I lost quite a lot of time on my last run. I thought I could have gained a bit more, but I had a massive snap out of that chicane when I came, and then it just nearly went. So I lost quite a lot of time, and then couldn't go again because the tyres were too warm, and I couldn't box either.
Axe crosses the line now, by the way. Kostag up on his time, trying to stay safe. Let's see what Axe does before we get another question. Axe crosses the line. He is out of qualifying. Oh boy, Kostag will focus on board with him now because he's trying to knock Jab out while Jab is trying to improve and knock Burning Man out. Paul, I want you to ask a question to Lojevic as we get the checker flag.
Sorry, Newton. But yeah. Do you think you'd be able to, like, with the faster car, do you think you'd be able to fight back and, I guess, use the, Jab goes 7th.
He goes through, Kostag's out.
Use the quicker pace of the Mercedes to try and cut your way through the field and maybe get a possible good finish.
Well, that's the obvious aim. All of these guys are very quick, so I've got to try and put my way through a challenging field. And to be honest, the best finish for me would probably to be in the top 10, because this field is so close. Like, it's mad.
Yeah, definitely. Polo, I'm just gonna give you a question to ask quickly while I quickly do something.
Alright.
Because I don't know if you have any questions.
I don't have any more questions.
We'll ask that. What he thinks about that. I just tried to send that over Discord, so it's easier for you.
Oh, wait. Okay.
You'll have that quickly. Get one more question with you, Lojevic, before we let these guys go.
Alright, just got it. Do you think your race pace is better than your quali pace? Yeah.
Oh! Depends what tyres, because I reckon over a long period of time I could probably stick it out on the medium, but on the softs I think I'd push a little bit too hard, not make the most of their lasting time, make a couple of mistakes, and maybe even crash, which is not the best thing, to be honest. But I reckon race pace will be better on the medium tyres, because I reckon I'd be better on the long run instead of the short run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have any more questions. Paulo does either. Paulo, do you?
Nope.
All right, well, have a good race, Lojevic. We wish you the best of luck and hope you can improve from, I think it's 17th in the grid or 16th, one of the 2.
Thank you.
So good luck.
Goodbye.
Have a good one. Will Kromack led Q2, and it's not the first qualifying session he led, but it could be his last of the season. He is ahead in the Red Bull, ahead of the other Honda-powered engine in the AlphaTauri. 5 different teams in the top 5, by the way. Will ahead of Davis by 33 thousandths. Out of qualifying, Kostag, Axe, JNT, Pluto, and Sam. Paulo, go through the running order.
Will Cromack obviously takes top of the session. Davison P2, the championship contender. Ricecracker 3rd, Aaron 4th, Alliance 5th, Ross once again 6th. Jab gets into Q3 for the 3rd time this season. Communist 8th, Rowdy TJ Boy 9th, Birdieman 10th, Kostag, Axe, JNT, Pluto, and Sam are all out.
Let's get a word in with Axe before we start Q3. The Esports Challenger driver. Let's ask him what it's like around Bahrain, because we have a Haas out, we have a Williams out, and we have both Alfa Romeos out. Let's talk to Axe before we get this Q3 session. All right, so here we are to Q3. Aaron Ocon has made it for the second time this season. He made it in the first race, and he's made it the last race of the season. Burning Man, third time in Q3. Both Ferraris here. They're in championship contention. Both AlphaTauris here. They're in championship contention. And Aston Martin's in championship contention. Both Williams are out. One Haas is here. Haas has made Q3 for the third time this season. And Polo, you're in Q3 for the first time this season, technically. So,
Yes.
yeah. Axe is out of the session. So, and he did race the Esports Challenger race here back a couple months ago. So let's go to word with him. Axe, how are you?
I'm doing alright today. How are you guys?
Oh, we're good. We're good. I'm glad to have you here, and I'm glad that you chose to race this race. I'm glad you chose to do this, and especially for the constructor's sake. And I know your race pace is usually better than your qualifying pace, so let's see how this goes. My first question to you is: you see the teammate of Jab is through to Q3, and this is a big pad track. I know you're on wheel. You won BRL last night from the back of the grid, even though different track and stuff like that. What sort of confidence does that give you, considering the overrulement of this being a pad track and a big ABS track?
I mean, the win last night from last does give me confidence in its own right, but this track with this combo, it's very weird because I can't get any more out of this car than what I really gave. I lost maybe a tenth and a half, alright, maybe a tenth and a half, maybe would have got into Q3, probably would have finished 10th anyway, right? There's no point, right? So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, this game, it's been like this the entire cycle. They didn't want to fix it. I don't know. It's up to them. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at anyone here who runs anything, any assists. Like, that's their choice. I don't care. So, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
gonna have some fun today. We'll see what we can do from 12th, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Davis quickly. Once we get done with this lap, we'll get a question back to you, and maybe you can give us some insights since you're an esports, Xbox esports driver. How about you give some? Actually, you know what? Yeah, give us some insights on Davis' lap here.
Sure. So Davis coming through the first couple corners now, down to turn number 4, braking at this 100-meter board on the left-hand side. Get that car rotated. Don't run too wide on that exit like Lewis Hamilton did 17 billion times in real life around here. Try and hook up the inside curbs. Don't want to touch them too much. Don't want to touch that outside curb. It might spit you out the wrong way. And this is all about just traction on the exit. He's got a good run down. And now into this tricky left-hander hairpin. Don't want to touch any of the curb. Don't want to touch that outside one. Does so. And you can either run all 4 inside that curb, or you can run 2 on, 2 off. Just elects 4 on the inside. He gets a nice run down this back straight. Kissing that inside curb, a little bit of rotation, a little wide on the exit, but not too bad for him. Now flat right-hander. Now down the hill. 4th gear he chooses. Gets a good run down. Important to get a lot of good exits around here. There's so many long straights. And it really does, it does help out this AlphaTauri because it's so good on the straight line. Down to 3rd, back up the gears, making sure to get the traction as clean as possible, and this will be a great lap from Davis.
27-2, Will Cromack crosses the line, next is Race Cracker. Burning Man goes to the front row! Unbelievable! He's never qualified better than 4th, and he's only made 2 Q3 appearances before this. He's going to be on the front row as of right now. Here comes Atlantis. He crosses the line. He's only going to be 4th. Next up, the Ferraris. Riles and Aaron. Aaron crosses the line now. Where is he going to go? He goes 4th, but he's still within 3/10, so it's impressive. Next up, the championship contender of Riles. He's down on a little bit compared to where Davis was, but it should be the 2nd row. Jab starts a lap. Here goes Riles. Coming to the final corner. Can he complete this lap successfully? And in the top 5, in the top 3 maybe. What can he do? Comes across the line now. 5th, behind his teammate. Alright, so My question for you, Axe, is Communist goes to the second row. Interesting. My question for you, Axe, kind of surrounds the race pace and ABS. You know, do you think your race pace around here will be better? Is my question. My second question will, with that being, actually, I'll ask 3 in 1. My second question being is, if you ran maybe ABS around here, because we know how powerful that is, the assist. Do you think you would be faster and on the pace of Jeb and able to qualify him? And my last question is, do you find this fun since you're doing it as a one-off as of right now, as a reserve?
So first question was race pace. I do think my setup is a little bit better for race pace. I did a couple race laps earlier, and I found my back end was really sliding out. So I made a couple adjustments before this qualifying session. Did hinder quality pace a little bit, but maybe like a tenth. I don't know. So hopefully should be all right in the race. If I ran ABS, which I'm not going to, I think I would match Jeb.
Yeah.
You can get a lot out of this first hairpin, turn 1, 27.6 is really good for him right there.
Yeah, it's good.
And the downhill left, you can get a lot through there as well. So, I think it would be similar. He probably would out-qualify me just because he's used ABS longer anyway.
Yeah.
And
I qualified every teammate this season too.
yeah,
Right, Paulo?
he's great in one lap. So hopefully it can get up to him in the race, but we'll see about that. And what was the final question? It was...
Oh, do you find this fun?
Find it
You know how
fun,
you're
yeah,
doing it
of
as a
course.
reserve.
It's fun, yeah. I wouldn't have come in...
Will's around!
Oh dear.
Oh no! And luckily he's got no damage from the front wing. Unbelievable.
I don't know if he was coming into the pits, but wow.
He was on a lap. He was purple in the first sector, I know that. So he was just about matching Davis, if not beating him. So, wow. Unbelievable. Polo God, do you have any questions for Axe?
I guess with your experience compared to most of the drivers on the grid, do you think that will play a factor in how you take the race?
Yeah, I'll be patient with it because I'm gonna start on the mediums here. Just try and ride it out and get onto the softs. I know this car isn't good on the straights, so hopefully we'll find someone who's quick enough, maybe like Sam Steed or Puto. We might work together, and try and just get a train going and see what we can do. In the back half of the race, that's when you'll see us.
You just said mediums switching to the softs. Are you gonna go a one stop with that or a two stop?
One stop, yeah.
Really, you're gonna go medium softs?
Mm-hmm. Gotta
Just means
try
you can do
something.
it. That's true.
It's possible.
All right. It is possible. I know. I was talking about it before, and I said, you know what? I spoke with you about the strategy, Polo. I said, here's the regular strategy. This is one we might see. And you know what? Here's the first part. We'll talk a little bit about strategy once we get to the race. But Axe, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you have a lot of fun. Enjoy it. Good luck.
Thank you guys. Hope it's a good one to call.
No problem. I hope so. Here's Burning Man, about to start his lap. This could be his best qualifying yet. If he was able to set himself right in the front row, he could go for pole here. And this would be his first pole ever in league racing, I believe. That'd be impressive. 2 cars at the end of the pit lane. That's Communist and Chromac. Here's Burning Man through turn 1. Now to turn 2. He commits very well so far, but not fast enough out of the exit as I'd expect him to be. Now, down to turn 4. He is a 10th off of Davis, so he has to improve somewhere here in order to beat his time, and he has to go full out and push it. Here he goes, at the end of the first sector. What's it going to be? A 28-0 up, almost 2/10. Oh, loses it. Oh, unbelievable how he kept that valid. I do not know how. These drivers are pushing the limit. This is the final qualifying session of the season, and they are wanting pole position badly.
Yeah, now heading into the double left-hander. Pretty nice line from Burning Man, trying to gain back that time he's after losing from that little section of the track. Heading now into turn 11 now. Oh, it kind of takes a bit too much curve, but it's a nice run nonetheless, heading up the hill.
Oh, he loses it! Oh no! It was a good lap too, but he's in the barrier and he was 2 thousandths down. He might not keep the front row now. Oh no. Lojovic has left the session. Make sure you give him an invite back. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, Riles starts a lap. Riles is on a lap, actually. 82 thousandths up. Aaron Ocon, though. Let me just mention him. Right now, he's ahead of Riles in qualifying. And Riles has not been out-qualified or out-raced by a teammate this season in the 5 out of the 6 races he has done. Riles could have that streak continue or end today. Here he goes up the hill, a 10th up right now. He could set himself up to the second row. I do not think it'll be the front row unless something drastically changes here in the final sector. Here he comes to the final braking zone for the final time for Riles. What's it going to be in the Ferrari? You know, the straight line speed is definitely going to hinder him compared to the AlphaTauri and the McLaren up there. But comes across the line now. It's the second row. Aaron starts a lap 2. And we have a couple of drivers also on laps 2. One of the first ones to complete a lap will be the Red Bull, Will Cromack. He is up by 52 thousandths. And right now, it's not been the best of qualifying, but he's got to find some time somewhere. Will does. And the only driver, or actually no driver has made Q3 in every race this season, with Sam being out of Q2. Jab comes across the line. He's going to start a lap. Cromack is next. Did he improve at all there? He's 3/10 up. So, could this be a front row? No, he leaves the session. Oh, unbelievable. It's lagged him out. It's lagged him out. You're going to have to get him an invite back, but here comes the AlphaTauri. It's the first AlphaTauri Communist. He's 2/10 up. Coming across the final corner, deploys the URS. Comes across the line now. He's under the front row. 23 thousandths off. Atlantis starts a lap in the Aston Martin. It's AlphaTauri 1-2.
It's huge for the constructors. Absolutely massive.
Is Burning Man going to make it back to the line? He's on an outlap. I do not think so. Coming across the line, that was, I believe, the Alpine of Rowdy. He set a lap. Next up is the Ferrari of Riles. Yup, he does go faster. Just a thousandth behind Burning Man. Next up is Aaron. Can Aaron beat Riles? Yes, he can!
And he goes on the third. Huge.
This is so close. Jab is improving, I believe, in the Haas. No, he's down, but he set a purple sector too. Atlantis is up, 95 thousandths. Checkered flag for Burning Man and Cromack. Burning Man ties his best qualifying. Ricecracker is around in the McLaren. So his streak of making Q3 every time and being on pole ends. Atlantis up by 2.5 tenths. Jab crosses the line, does not improve. Burning Man crosses the line. He's already completed the session. Here's Atlantis and Davis now. Or sorry, that's Communist. That's Communist behind. Atlantis coming across the line now. Can he be on the front row or second row? He's under the third row. He's close. Rowdy's up, or was up, but he backs off.
Davis is it's like 2/10 up. It's looking like he's going to improve on his 27-2. He doesn't even need to improve. He's on pole, but he kind of messed.
Can we see a 26.9 pole? Sorry to cut in. Can we see it coming across the line? It's pole, but it's a 27.2. Aaron is down. Riles is down. Ricecracker is down. For the first time ever, Davis 2K7 is on pole.
Absolutely crazy. A fantastic lap from Davis, right where he needed it. On the final race where the championship's on the line. That is absolutely massive for him.
That is a bonus point, so that sets him 8 points behind Riles now. And Riles only 5th. Look at the gap between 3rd and 4th, though, with Aaron, Burning Man, and Riles, by the way. Aaron out-qualifies Riles for the first time this season, and only just. That is not faster than last season's pole time, but it is close. Last season's pole time was a 27.0, 27.2. Now we set ourselves up for strategy and the race itself. This is going to be a blast. This should be a fun one. Davis, I don't even think he had a front row previously. Let me check that quickly. Davis, only one front row previously prior to this. Davis 2K7 is your pole setter.
Yep. And Communist behind in P2, makes an AlphaTauri 1-2, Aaron in 3rd, Burning Man 4th, Riles 5th, Alanis 6th, Ricecracker 7th, Rowdy TJ Boy 8th, Jab 9th, and heartbreakingly, Will Cromack starts 10th. He should have been a lot higher, but the game had to screw him over the last minute.
AlphaTauri also get a bonus point too. At this, they're 4 points ahead now in the Constructors' Championship, making it worse for Aston Martin. Let's get ready for the race. Let's make sure they put Wingo on the Aston Martin. The game did. Ah, motherfucker. Ah. Put him in the Red Bull. Damn it, that sucks. That does suck. That is unfortunate for Wingo. He will have to retire at the end of lap 1. As we've ordered him to. That's such bad luck. You know, when we do the League Awards later today, by the way, if you are watching today, make sure you also tune in to the League Awards. Davis said he's choked to 26-9. He's upset about that one, but it's still pole for you, Davis. But no, speaking about that, I have to say, the League Awards are later today. We'll be releasing them sometime this evening if you're in the UK. Well, later tonight. So, tune into that. I think one of the unluckiest drivers this season has been Wingo, and that sort of does prove it right there. That sucks. That really does suck. But Communist refers to it as a Hamilton-Rosberg moment. He wants this win, but he knows it's the championship on the line. We're going to go with 2 favorites, and then we'll do... I mean, I'm still sticking with the championship pick I got, but I'm going to do the favorites. Let's look at the tires quickly. Interesting choices by people outside the top 10. It's Sam Steed and J&T. On the softs, everybody else on the mediums. Going with a favorite here. Thrasher at the back of the grid had a qualifying ban. He is 18th. Let's see what he can do in his final race of the season. And for McLaren to the next game. Let's see, because car placements could be interesting for next game. We'll see how much changes. Thrasher, though, he had a lot of pace last season in the Red Bull, and I believe with that straight line speed, he'll be prone to overtaking a lot more cars than we expect. He's just got to stay out of incidents today. 18th he starts. I'm going to go with somebody inside the top 10. Burning Man in 4th place. We'll go with him because this is his best qualifying. He could be on for his best show today. And this could be the highest place he finishes. And it could be Mercedes getting some points that they crucially need. Polo God, 2 favorites.
Okay, I'm going to go with... I'm going to start with Pluto. And Pluto, low down 14th, this is where he usually qualifies because of how slow the Williams is. But his race pace is always incredible. I think he will have a solid enough race to put himself into the championship fight. And my other prediction is going to be... I'm going to go with Will Cromack. If it wasn't for that heartbreaking moment of him disconnecting before the line, I think he would have been up there for pole. I think if he shows that race pace, I think he can compete for the win.
Definitely. Podium prediction quickly. You know what? I'll go with it. I'll keep what I got because you know what? Why not? Sam, we'll go with Rowdy on there. And I'm going to put Aaron Ocon on there just because of the fact that Aaron out-qualified Riles. I'll just put it with that. I don't know if that's what it'll be, but I'm trying not to jinx too many people. Go ahead with yours, Polo.
I'm going to go with Alanis in P3. I'm going to put Will Cromack in P2. And I think Davis is going to win and take the championship.
All right. And I do think Riles will still be the champion. Davis does have a good shot at it now, though, but we'll see. Soft, medium, soft, hard, mediums, hard. The final race of F1 2021. It's an end of an era. Here we go. 5 red lights upon us. Burning Man's gonna drive through. It's lights out and away we go. Davis gets off the line well with Communist side by side. And he has to duck out and get in the slipstream now as Davis leads before turn 1 with Communist next, and Communist dives and he's trying to take the lead already. Side by side is Alanis and Aaron for 2nd place. Aaron pushes him out wide. Here comes Rice Cracker now for 3rd place. Side by side for the lead. Communist on Davis. Already at turn 4. Unbelievable. Side by side of the S's. Communist gets ahead. We have crashes. Burning Man at the back. He had to let people go because of his drive-through. Wingo is coming into the pits to retire in the Red Bull. But Communist took the lead before turn 4. Unbelievable at the start of this race. Jab trying on Aaron.
Yeah, a crazy start. Rouse with a great start, Jab with a great start. Atlantis had a fantastic start, but then he's after dropping down because of battling with Aaron. Pluto's had an immense start. He's gone from P14 to P9. Ricecracker as well,
that?
4 positions. 4 positions for Lando,
Same
4 positions for Thrasher.
Yeah, 3 for Kostag as well, who's gained a lot in the first lap this season. 3 for Jab. But the crucial part is Communist, trying to win a race this season. Didn't do so, by the way. Only one podium to his name in the league. He wants to win. He put it like Rosberg Hamilton. But it may be this way for these guys. Communist, is he going to help out his friend Pluto for the championship to gain points? Or is he going to help out his teammate Davis? This is the same scenario as last season. Leading the first lap is Communist MV, ahead of teammate Davis. Behind, Ricecracker Riles, who gained a position on Aaron. Then follows Jab, Atlantis, Kostag, Pluto, and Rowdy running out the points. Oh, Kostag goes wide at turn 3 and has to take the gravel. Oh, he gets on Pluto too. Pluto goes around the outside. Rowdy trying to do the same. And Pluto does go ahead of Kostag, crucially. Sam and Thrasher battling too. Side by side of the S section. Sam loses the rear, unbelievably saving it. Side by side still.
It was all 3 wide through there, jeez.
And Sam does get ahead of Thrasher. Thrasher ahead of Chromac. Chromac is going to still elect to go side by side. Gets forced out just slightly. Oh, he goes wide at turn 10. Thrasher is still there alongside with the URS deployed. It is Thrasher ahead of the McLaren.
You mean the Red Bull?
Thrasher ahead of the McLaren.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, position traded between Will Chromac and Thrasher again. Will does get ahead. I think Thrasher struggled with the S's there. I don't know if he has damage. He doesn't. But he's got Ludjovic for company now. Up to lap 3 now. JNT goes ahead of Kostag before the final corner. JNT has got through and luckily keeps himself in DRS of Pluto for the run down to turn 4. Communist, the fastest lap for him. Now we have a race on our hands. DRS is going to be applied down to turn 4. And that is crucial for this race because some people may not have enough straight line speed.
Yeah, now Pluto and P8 on the mediums, his job now is to try and get into that little train that is kind of there for the lead now. But with the DRS train, it's not really gonna benefit him that much. But once those soft tires start to fall off, he will definitely catch up into that train.
Most definitely, we have Will Chromac, who's now challenging Lando for 14th place. Now we have Axe and Sam going side by side. Axe needs to get ahead, crucially, to challenge for the Constructors' Championship today for Haas. He's on the inside of turn 9 and 10. Sam switching back, though. Here's Sam with some traction out of the corner. Gets sideways. Axe gets sideways, too. They both go side by side on the run down to turn 11 with Sam going through.
Great move by Sam. Axe didn't make it easy, but it was a great move. Great switch back by Sam and got him ahead.
Well, Chromac, oh, he almost ran in the back of Lando there at turn 13. Now, all the way to this front straightaway. DRS deployed. Is it going to be a big DRS train this whole race or not? The top 7 all within a second of one another and within this pack of cars. Aaron following Riles and Riles following Wisecracker right ahead. Up to that DRS train. Jab elected to look out, but JNT's looking on Pluto before turn 1. JNT down the inside, goes through on Pluto, with Kostag challenging just behind. JNT ahead for now. Jab trying on Aaron. Jab makes the move before turn 4. He's going to go through. Now JNT goes through on Pluto. Kostag looking now, cannot make the move.
Oh, whoa, what the hell happened there?
That's Chromac around at the back of the field. Was that with Ludjovic, Thrasher, or Lando? One of those guys he was battling. Struggle for him at the start of this race. He qualified 10th and he is down all the way outside the points.
One thing I want to mention here, I'm going to clip this, but basically when Aaron got passed by Jab, Aaron's car like glitched back into Atlantis. Atlantis makes a move on Aaron now. but I don't think Atlantis has damage. It was a really weird desync or something about the game.
Might have been, but they've lost DRS to Jab now. That's not what they need. And Jab in the Haas, the slow car in a straight line, is staying with the front of the field. Luckily, that's the case. But luckily for Davis, he has got to the back of Communist, and he's going to challenge for this lead. It's similar to Britain between the teammates. Here's Davis in the slipstream. Jab takes the fastest lap in the slipstream with DRS down to turn 1. Riles is looking on Ricecracker for third. And currently, for this championship's sake, Riles is only ahead by 5 points. But that's what he needs to win this championship, with AlphaTauri currently getting it. Here's Davis. Before turn 4, Communist lets him go.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that right there would get Davis the championship. That would get Davis the championship. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he was definitely helping his teammate there. Apologies, that was we tried to spoke at the same time there, but yeah.
Cromack around again, and the Red Bull Will has not had the best race he has wanted. Riles just ahead of Ricecracker, and now is Communist gonna play the team game here? Is he gonna try to keep himself in DRS and go challenge Davis? Davis has got the lead. I must be signed into Xbox Live.
Oh, come on. Alright, I'm still in the session
What?
though, so I'll call the action there.
What a bunch of horse crap.
I'll invite you back in.
Oh my god.
But
Talking.
let me just look over the action here as Communist is trying to keep Riles behind. Staying in the DRS while keeping him behind. There's a Mercedes going slowly. I think that's Logovic, and I think it was. Yes, it was. You're back in. All right. Yeah, Riles is 3/10 behind Communist. Heading into the final corner. Yeah, DRS and overtakes engages. Communist ups the pit already on lap 5.
Are we seeing him go to the mediums, or are we seeing him go to the hards? This is where strategy will be a big thing for this race.
Goes on to, I believe, mediums. Yeah, he's opting for the 2-stop.
Interesting. So rather it will be the 2-stop, or what do you say? The stoffs or the mediums? Would you say?
I'd say he'll probably do double mediums, as Aaron also opts to go for mediums as well.
If they're pinning for mediums this early, they're definitely going to go with the 1-stop. We have a move being made. Lando down the inside of Axe. Side by side between the Williams and Haas. Axe stays ahead. Now up ahead, Ricecracker has spun, and he's almost gone upside down.
No damage though, surprisingly.
Maybe to the rear wing, but that's about it. That's what he might have. Now he's side by side with his teammate. Oh, he re-enters. And luckily, he lets his teammate go to avoid collision. Do not spin here. Rice, you're struggling on rear grip. Let's get the gaps back eventually. That's what I'd love to have. Davis leads this race over Riles. And even though now Communist has pitted this championship running order, 1 point, by the way, Lojovic has spun. 1 point between Davis and Riles, separating the two. But with fastest lap, that could play the difference too. Jab has the fastest lap. And yes, it would still be AlphaTauri with the championship for constructors as well. We'll update people on the championship. We'll update people on strategy. For now, you see Lojovic going to the hards. Mediums for Aaron, mediums for Communist. Aaron goes ahead of Cromack, who's been struggling all throughout this race. Sam Steve is lagged out. We'll get him back in. He was just about to make a move on Kostag, so that's a bit unlucky. You'll have to get him back in. Thrasher on Lando. Thrasher makes the move before turn 1. He's lucky to get by, lucky to get through. Now Atlantis looking on Jap. These two battle for a podium at France. It is all unfolding at the start of this race and for the championship. And it is only lap 7.
Yeah, some cars are just trying. Yeah. Like, there's a bit of a gap forming between some cars. Like, the gap between, like, it's like a two-way fight between Davis and Riles. Jab is trying to catch up to that. Alana's behind that. And there's a 4-second gap to Pluto, who's in a train with the two Alfa Romeos. And obviously, Sam's finally back in, but he's now lost time. Now, Axe is looking to challenge.
Lojovic reported he's not happy. He lost it on a corner and has damage. So that's not good for him. I think he may have pitted again, or he's going to stay out and go around with the damage. Davis ahead of Riles, and both these guys in DRS. Now, the interesting thing for these two is, are they going to go with the 1-stop of soft, medium, or soft, hard, or are they going to go the 2-stop? We should be seeing pit stops soon here. They both are staying out. Jab staying out. Atlanta staying out. Obviously, the ones who will stay out longer than these guys are the medium runners. Here's Atlantis on Jap for third place. Atlantis goes through with ease. And not only that, but, you know, these medium runners, whether they go the hards or they go the softs, like Axe was saying, that's what Axe plans to do. That's Lojovic around again. And Mercedes, yep. He's had a struggle to this race. He's got to be careful. And Kostag goes through on JNT now. That's for position. Thrasher on Axe. Thrasher down the inside before turn 4. Late on the brakes. Axe switching back. Axe is not going to make it easy, but Thrasher stays ahead. And he was lucky with the snap of oversteer that Axe didn't get in the back of him and thought smart, back off of that one and save it for another day.
Battles going on. Jab is actually on the back of Atlantis, and Atlantis has lost DRS to the front two. No, you never had DRS in the first place. But Jab is now fighting with Atlantis now for P3.
So, Polo, the interesting thing here for this race and for these championship contenders and for the race win right now is that when you pit, you conserve and save about anywhere from 25 to 30% of ERS. When you pit, you lose a total of 22 seconds. Communist has already got that down to 20.9 here. And here comes his teammate. No, he doesn't pit. Riles does, though.
Yeah, Riles trying that undercut. A bit cautious going into the pits, but obviously the speeding system in this game is a bit weird. So, I think he's going to go into hards. And he does. He's taking the safe option, which is fair enough. I think Davis is going to try and extend onto mediums. Either that or he's...
Maybe.
Communist will jump
safe rather than sorry. And Lojovic does pick up our first penalty. And yeah, if Communist does jump him, that is crucial. Because that's where Davis was at. Communist is going to have the undercut here. The undercut here is massive. Lojovic is spun again.
The thing is, for Communist, he's going to have to box again.
Not only is he going to have to box again, though, but the thing is, if he doesn't box again, he's going to have to rely on a safety car in order to do so. Because yes, he does have the lead of this race, net lead of this race, but the thing is, even though he has the net lead of this race, he has to have everything planned out for him the way he wants it to in order for him to beat Davis like he wants to today. He's only beat Davis once this season, and that was last week, but not off a raw pace. Rowdy TJ boy. Yeah. Yep, exactly. So, Rowdy's looking for a first podium. It might be race 20. He might take it. Or have to go for that. Next game on F122, we'll say this here and now. 5-lappers. We'll have a lot of 5-lap lobbies. We might have a social race event. That's the plan. We'll figure that out. Paulo and I, we have a little admin meeting with a couple of the rest of the admins later today. So, we'll speak about a couple things there, and we'll finish out the season on the right now. Here's Davis pitting, and so is Atlantis, and so is Jab. Where do they come out compared to Communist? J&T stays out, and so does Sam, by the way. So they may go mediums or two-stop. We'll find out. Let's find out where they come out. Onto the hards. And Atlantis onto the mediums. Jab onto the hards. They're choosing the safe strat. I think Jab got held slightly, maybe. Here's Communist right now going through. Does Riles go through on the undercut? Riles is side by side. He does go through.
It's only hit by a little bit, though. Not by much.
And the difference with Davis, though, is he can get himself back in DRS where Riles can't as of right now. Here's coming out of the pits, Atlantis, and Lojovic is out. Can this bring out a safety car? It does.
It does, and that benefits Pluto now.
Oh, boy. Aaron Ocon split Atlantis and Jab there on the mediums he chose to go onto. You know, these mediums that Sam and JNT could go on still on the softs, that's up for grabs now. But the people who are on mediums looking to go softs, do they still want to go for that?
The championship now swings into Pluto's favor because now he has a free pit stop compared to the rest of the field. And while yes, Davis and Riles will jump some of the people who do need a pit, Pluto's definitely gonna jump them because the gap to them was only like what 5 seconds, and you gain about 10.
And time gets halted under VSC too, or sorry, safety car. And I assume J&T could come out anywhere from Communist to Riles to Davis. So J&T benefits massively in the Alfa Romeo for them as well. Kostag could too. It's a matter of do they go hard or do they go mediums for the soft runners, and same with the rest. There we go, pitting. Kostag does speed. He does speed. Yep, I knew it. I saw that coming. Oh man.
Now the question of what
That's
the
not
rest of
good.
these guys are gonna do who haven't pitted, I think it's right to stay out. I'd say Communist does jump these guys. Actually,
stay out
I think they
first.
will still jump these guys because the Delta will go away once they cross the line.
Here we
I
go.
think.
This is going to get interesting. Pluto comes out just behind Davis. But does he come out ahead of Atlantis? Oh, side by side, Atlantis runs wide.
Atlantis tried to stay ahead, but he was very aggressive
Yep.
coming out of turn 1. But I think Pluto just stayed ahead. And then
With the
Pluto,
expensive Costex penalty, he's also right behind Jab.
and now Pluto is in the championship fight. Despite the fact we all thought he was pretty much gone after being gone from the DRS. See how quickly a safety car can change this race.
Sam onto the mediums, J and T onto the hards. They come out 8th and 10th. That's interesting for them too, because you know what? Sam, 17 points back entering this race. He has to try something different. He's going onto the mediums, and this could very well work out. Atlantis on the same strategy, same with Rowdy, unless what they're doing is going for the 2-stop. I'd assume Sam is gonna go for the 1-stop, because he's a championship contender. He has nothing to lose, and I would assume the same for Rowdy too, because Alpine need to win the Constructors' Championship, because they are in contention and they need something to do so. This may be the something they're looking for. With that being said, though, Polo, championship running order. Update us on that.
So obviously now Riles continues to lead the championship. I will have to do my mathematics. With the 3 points, the gap is now 11 points. Pluto is just behind. He's now 3 points. He's now 4 points behind. Davis 14. Is it 14? Yeah, 14 behind Riles. Yep.
Yeah. And Davis does have that pole point too, by the way, so that's also important to note. As you mentioned, 4 points, so it's 5 points now behind Davis, so he has a lot to do with Davis here. And Axe pits. Is he looking to change tires? I think so. The crucial thing for the constructors, though, is Haas to have at least one car in the points. It would end with AlphaTauri being out front. I want to say ahead of Williams or Ferrari, one of the two right now. I mean, they're ahead of the AlphaTauri are ahead of them, but it's a matter of which one they are ahead of. Right there, whether it's Ferrari or Williams, based on this running order.
And
Arno
Aaron's
left the session. We'll have to get him an invite. Yep, there you go. Yeah, this could get interesting too with the safety car restart, because Communist is on mediums, and it could be a matter of does he look to extend the full way? What does he plan to do? Because he may go the 2-stop, and he may do it successfully with these safety cars. We haven't seen many safety cars this season, but when we have, it's got crazy, and drivers have lost their flipping mind, and they may lose their flipping mind again. So Aaron O'Connor's joined back. Yup, you're right. And you know, I hope everybody else is enjoying this race in the chat. I don't see a whole lot of people in the chat. I don't see a whole lot of people watching compared to earlier. What the heck? Come on, join back. Watch. Championship on our hands. We're almost halfway, and we're in this lap too for the safety car. So let us know you're watching. Let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know who you're race engineering. I know there's race engineers out there. Yeah, there's Milo. Milo's in the chat. You know, I knew there was more people who were not spoken. We'll see what they say. But Davis leads the safety car restart, and it will be in this time. He's got to keep a constant pace and got to be fair about this one, in order to maintain speed, maintain the field. He's got to go at the right time. He's going to go now, actually. Safety car in the pits. He is far ahead of Riles. Or sorry, no, that's Communist. Communist the leader. I apologize. Communist the leader ahead of Riles. He does go now, and he is ahead of the field by at least quite a bit. 6/10 there. Now you have to get back to interviews. Here's Kostag on jab already. Here's 3 wide, possibly with Sam. Sam needs to try something to win this championship. Here he is around the outside at turn 1.
Side by side.
Side by side with Kostag. Kostag stays ahead. Sam stays ahead of Jab, though. Behind that, Thrasher also in the train, also in the mix of things. Rowdy at the back of the pack. Sam stays behind Kostag for now.
Rowdy on Will down the inside. Gets it done. Will kind of lose the back end, and yeah, Rowdy's up in the P14.
Burning Man, who had a bad race, he's back into this thing. Axe at the back of the field in the Haas. He's trying on Burning Man, can't do anything right there. Hits the back of him, actually. And that may move him out of the way, but here's Axe for P8, or sorry, turn 8. P16, right ahead of that. Will was looking at Rowdy. Aaron running wide. Oh, we have a collision.
I think Axe hit Burning Man heading into the braking zone, and Burning Man just couldn't stop his car and he hit the back of Will.
Axe struggling at the back of the field in his Haas, but it's for the lead. Communist and Riles. Communist trying to break the toe, trying to break the slipstream. He's got Riles hungry with ERS being used. And not only that, but the AlphaTauri has more straight line speed. He knows the DRS will be enabled in the next 2 laps. Here's Riles with the slipstream already. ERS deployed. He's looking to gain and pass them already because he knows he can keep the championship lead with that. And he already is, but he knows the drivers behind Lake Davis will challenge him. Here's Atlantis ahead of Pluto. Sam ahead of Kostag. Sam gets it done. How about McLaren running in the points with both cars right now? The only McLaren to score points this season so far is Thrasher. He needs a reserve.
Rice is actually going to attack his teammate here, and down the inside of the turn 4, they kind of make contact. As Rice stays ahead into... Yeah, stays
We have a
ahead
crash!
and
That's Lando Norris.
no, Burning Man's also around, I believe.
Yeah, maybe avoid it, I believe. Burning Man looks like he's struggling a ton. Rowdy side by side with Will once again. Will stay ahead. Will stay ahead for now. And Lando, who did spin, he's still within DRS, luckily, or at least a second, I should say. DRS not enabled just yet, but it will be this upcoming lap on the run down toward turn 4. AlphaTauri right now are our champions if we do conclude the race right now, and we're halfway at the end of this lap. We have a yellow flag. That is Burning Man again up the hill. That's the second time he is struggling. He had a good qualifying, but he is struggling in this race. Communist trying to keep the lead for now. He knows DRS will be enabled down to turn 4, and that'll be Riles' best chance and first chance to overtake him as of right now. Late in the brakes is Riles. He's got the AlphaTauri ahead of him and the AlphaTauri behind him. He's in quite a sandwich. If he wants to try to get by, he's going to have to try something here.
Too far back, and he's used a lot of his URS because he was trying to keep a Communist. He's now going to have to try and save the URS to try and get past Communist, because like he's going to run out of the URS, and knowing Communist, he might let Davis go, and Davis will be able to pounce him.
Yeah, that's true. Lando Norris picks up a penalty. And that's at the back of the field, down outside the points. Lando has never finished a race outside the points when he's competed. But could today be the first day where we see that? I would hope not. That'd be a good streak to continue for somebody. 7/10 now is that gap between Communist and Riles, and he's having to use his ERS to stay there, or have the DRS to stay there, because of the Ferrari straight line speed. Luckily, within this train too, Polo, we've got Pluto, who's still in this, and Sam, who's barely outside of this in the mediums. He's gaining in this train. That's crucial, by the way. Oh, crash. That's Axe. We've got him around right before the hill. It's been a struggling race for a lot of the more experienced people and the reserves. Communist keeping the lead. DRS enabled with a 7.5 gap to Communist. Communist trying to find a way to keep the lead with Atlantis challenging Davis for now. Behind that, Kostag gets overtaken. Jab is looking to do the same around the outside. Kostag at the inside hops over the curb at turn 1. It allows Jab through. It allowed Racecracker through, who picks up the penalty at expense with that. J&T and Chromac are making contact, and they're off!
J&T's in the wall.
Jab gets by Kostag once again. He's going to stay ahead for that time being. Jab, though, the only one on this train at the front of it who does not have a penalty. JNT, does he have any damage from that? He was side by side with Will, made contact, gone around, the wall. And now 5/10 between Riles and Communist still again for this lead. It's still close, but the DRS is what's crucially keeping Riles within this fight. If it wasn't for the DRS, he wouldn't be in this fight as much as he was. And you know what? Davis may try to overtake him because this AlphaTauri Australian speed is very much more powerful than the Ferraris. And the good thing about it, too, is Davis has saved up his ERS. Communist using the ERS, too. Davis in his whole train has the best ERS of anybody, so he is in the best position. Sam gets into DRS. He's got the lowest ERS of anybody. That's what he's done to try to catch back up. Here we go. Riles once again. DRS, ERS being used in the slipstream of Communist. Does he make a move into turn one this time? He's closer. 3/10 back, but it's not enough. Now in the run to turn 4, Riles close to Communist again, but cannot get close enough, and he's having to use his ERS in order to get close enough. But he can't overtake him just yet. Yellow flag, well, Chromac out of the race. Can this bring out a safety car? Oh, he's out on the runoff of turn 3, and pitting his JNT.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't bring out a safety car. Did he retire on track, or did he, like... No, I think he was in the
crashed
ball,
out.
yeah.
Thrasher just picked up a penalty too in the McLaren. If they want to try to keep points, that's not good. Here's Thrasher and Aaron. Aaron gets by Thrasher. Those two have not been able to stay away from each other on track at all this season. 2 collisions they've had, at least at the bare minimum. Yeah, I agree, Gagi. It will go down to the wire because right now, Communist is still having to pit, while Atlantis may not. And he may have more pace on these mediums than he's yet to deliver. While Riles and Davis are in this crucial battle for the championship. AlphaTauri keep the constructors with it. Another championship that was being decided this weekend, an unofficial championship, was the penalty guess thing. The thing in voting in the league Discord server. We'll go over that in about a lap time. First, we've got Davis on Riles to the outside for the second place. Riles keeps ahead, but Davis is DRS down to turn 4 now. Riles is closer to Communist. Here's Davis again. Can't make the move just yet. There was a position trade with Kostag and Thrasher. Now Kostag and Aaron. Kostag has to run down to turn 4, but cannot make the move. Aaron runs a bit wide, though, with that being said, because that's going to allow Thrasher to get close to the inside of Kostag, but he cannot do so. Oh, look at this for the lead. Toe-to-toe. All 4 cars.
It's an intense fight for the lead and for the championship. Communist doing a fantastic job keeping Riles behind. Really frustrating, and we will have to pit again, and that will allow Davis to absolutely pounce on Riles with the ERS and straight line speed difference.
So, I spoke about the penalty guess championship between the whole season. Unofficial championship. Congrats to Rickson and Sam, who shared that win for the championship. They both had 3 races where they guessed the thing that we had put up, whether it be penalties with track limits, Q3 with Aaron, whatever it may be. They've guessed that right 3 times. They lead it. So they shared the championship with that. There may be more drivers included with that, but I will check later on. That's not the focus right now. The focus is this race lead. Look how much closer Riles is. Davis is close too. Riles using the ERS. He's out of battery, which is preventing him from overtaking Communist. Axe, 3 second, but Riles to the outside. Cannot make the move. Atlantis is looking too. He's looking because he's getting aggressive with Davis. Here's Davis now. Turn 4.
Oh
to
my
the
God.
inside. Can he do it? There's contact. Davis slides and goes ahead.
Huge. This is massive. I think, yeah,
Oh,
Communist
look
letting
at
Davis
that.
through.
Side by side too. There's contact. Davis back in the lead of the championship.
And this is exactly what Davis wanted. He lured, Communist lured him rather into a false sense of security, got rid of his ERS, and that was an absolute incredible play by AlphaTauri. taking
This is crucial
Davis
for
into the
constructors, by the way,
championship lead.
Polo, because if they can lead home a 1-2, you know, they're not worried about someone like Aaron or Lando for the other teams, or even Rowdy catching back up to the pack. And speaking of Lando, he has spun around at the exit of turn 10. He is really struggling in this Williams.
Indeed, and now Ross has to get past Communist, but I think Communist is just too quick in a straight line, and Communist does pick up a penalty.
There you go, there's that, but Rice Cracker's caught up to this train too. Will he have something to say about it on the Warren mediums? Communist gaining on Davis, but is not using any ERS whatsoever. He has to avoid hitting him at turn 1. Riles has to avoid hitting Communist as well, while they brake very late to avoid any contact.
And I believe Communist will have to pit again because he's been on those mediums since lap 5. Obviously, the safety car has helped him, but there's no way he's going to make it to the end on these tires. But we'll have to see how that's going to pan out for Communist. But
By Kostag.
yeah, Sam's now joined this little train for the lead.
Yeah, he's got closer to Pluto. I mean, he was in it before, Polo, but the thing is he's got closer to Pluto. And he's closed that gap to where if anything happens, Sam and Pluto are sitting in a weird position because this is not where they were sitting last season. They're sitting in a position where they're there to attack in case something happens. Davis right now, with the pole point and with leading this race, is leading this championship. And he is only leading it by a matter of a couple of points. Now that is crucial. Pluto, another one to lag out of the session. Communist out of DRS, but he's got to have Riles for company here.
And Davis is
Communist
second
pits.
and Com pits.
So Riles has to find some pace to get himself back in DRS, but before doing that, Atlantis will be there to challenge down the inside at turn 1. Oh, they're side by side and just barely making contact. They're making contact again. Atlantis gets pushed out wide. They're side by side. This is hurting Riles' chance for this championship lead. But down to turn 4, we got a crash. But Atlantis stays side by side, goes down the inside, makes contact. Oh, he's out! Oh, the championship leader is out of this race.
Oh my word! And is there no safety car? There's not a safety car either. No way!
Riles, for the first time this season, does not see the finish. And that is not what he needed. That is big. Unbelievable. There's no safety car too. Atlantis, once again, in the midst of controversy, and Pluto gets passed by Aaron Ocon. Unbelievable. This puts Sam back in the fight. This puts Pluto back there. But does this almost guarantee Davis a chance at the championship?
I don't know, but a late race safety car could change everything. There could easily be a crash. But how far back some of these guys are, there could be just a rage mistake from maybe J&T or Burning Man. But wow.
Riles has just gone offline completely. He's not happy. I wouldn't blame him, but it's not. I can't fully blame that on Atlantis. Even though the contact was his fault, I can't just fully put the blame to Atlantis. That is a game physics thing. It happened to Pluto before, and it has happened again. Third place, Rice Cracker goes through on Sam. Sam trying to switch back now, and Sam is trying back at turn 4. But does not have the momentum to do so. Pluto's game has crashed 3 different times as well, while Sam had a lag out, and everything has just gone Davis's way. He said, nah man, the championship's over. Well, it kind of is for Riles now at this point. I was going to say too, is Kostag and Rowdy go side by side, unbelievably keeping this without a crash. Lando takes the fastest lap, side by side between the two again. Kostag pushed out just a bit wide after turning on a Rowdy. Now to turn 9 and 10, side by side, giving each other fair room, being very aggressive but at ease. Rowdy pushed out to the curb. Kostag DRS, and he gets through. But Rowdy challenges back. He's got the straight line speed down the inside. He does get through. Kostag does finally. But I did want to mention Communist and Davis. They love racing each other. Davis you know, obviously having to do what he has to do to win the championship, and Communist doing what he has to do for AlphaTauri and his teammate. The thing for, by the way, Communist did pit if you're wondering what happened to him, and you're just missing out. So, I know Riles and I spoke before, and he said he loves racing Communist, but I know that moment surely had to frustrate him there. Speaking of frustration, Rowdy's frustrated being behind Kostag. Now he takes the position right there as Communist picks up the fastest lap for AlphaTauri. This race is just flipped upside down.
Absolutely crazy scenes here in Sakir. As let's not forget, Alanis is actually gaining on Davis. He could actually be in the fight for the win here.
Yeah, Davis would be winning 3 times this season if he won today, and he would tie Sam for the most wins ever in the league, the history of the league. And right now, the net podium would be between Sam and Jab. Right now, Jab is putting himself in this fight. We've seen Jab close to podiums, but he's not been able to complete the job because of other circumstances, I would say. Some his fault, some not. Kostag, a penalty for him. Atlantis crucially gets himself in DRS. It's a race to the finish, and you know what? Atlantis will be on this medium tire for the rest of the race. Soft mediums. Had to try something different, and he's just outside of ERS. Oh, he's outside of it. Can't get it there. He's having to use his ERS in order to be back in it. Same with Davis. They're both using the ERS. Davis wants to keep Atlantis out of it, just in case of anything happening. But although Aston Martin are in a position where they may not win the championship today, they will definitely secure themselves at least a 6th place finish ahead of Alfa Romeo, which is what they needed.
As Sasha does box.
Sauce? Was he risking a puncture? That'll be interesting for our leader of Davis. 1.2 the gap between Atlantis and Davis. Atlantis trying to win his first race. It was questioned earlier this week, you know, Atlantis' availability, let alone his admin. He questioned himself for it. And he said to me, he was considering stepping down. Said I might not do as much, but I'm here. I'm trying, you know? And he is really trying in these races. He's not made many races this season, but when he has, Atlantis has been a fast driver, and he's been up there. And today has just proved it. He's fast. Off is Kostag. He's around. And he luckily keeps us out of the barrier, though. Which promotes Axe to the points. Penalty check. There you go. I did see what you said, Goggy. A bit late for that, but...
Oh, another car on St. Lando.
Yep, that turn is just catching people out. Especially for the ones on newer tires, on the new softs, or the worn tires. 1.1 between Atlantis and Davis as we come down to 5 laps to go. What a race we've had. It's turned upside down for all of our championship contenders. The only one it hasn't for, I would say, Davis. Now, although Sam is behind right now in the championship, he was 17 points behind. If he does get this position, and let's say something happens to Atlantis or Davis, he could take second in the championship still from it for a second season in a row. We'll find out what happens. We still have a couple laps of racing left and a lot that could happen. Here's Kostag and Axe for position. Kostag gets ahead of Axe. Burning Man spins up the hill. He's had trouble there all race. Axe is around now too from Kostag. There might have been contact there or simply a traction spin from Axe. Davis keeping the gap very stable between him and Atlantis. The second between them. And this is what's keeping Atlantis out of DRS. You know Atlantis is pushing to get this race win. It'd be his first. He'd be a first-time winner. You want to know what team won the last race last season when we crowned a champion? Aston Martin. Atlantis is in that same position now. He's just barely outside of DRS again. But, again, used a lot of ERS in order to get there. Got slightly more ERS than Davis, but not enough to get himself in this. Sam Steed's closer to Ricecracker now, who's also low in ERS. So is Jab. Jab spoke to me. He said, this league's a bit different. Usually I'd sit back and conserve and save my ERS. Right here in this league, I can't. Here's Sam looking on Ricecracker. Cannot make the move just yet. And he is going for a podium, Sam. This would be another podium to the season. And it would be a battle between him and Pluto for the all-time podiums. Here's Communist on Rowdy now. Communist for 8th place. That would keep his fastest lap point, at least, because he is in the points at this point. And Thrasher, speaking of that, takes fastest lap. Kostag pits. And it's crucial to note that Atlantis was just for a moment there in DRS. Did he make a mistake to get him out? Oh, he might be DRS down to turn 10 now. Or turn 11. Yup, he is. He's in it. Finally, we got a race on our hands between these two. But again, just dipped outside of it. That's the problem for him. Jab on Sam as well is another battle that's heating up for 4th place. What is net P3, really? Jab knows if he gets by Sam, he's got it. Rice Cracker is also struggling too. He's on 18 light mediums. Does he have a threat of a puncture? Atlantis could be in the same boat sometime soon. Atlantis has to keep himself within this second gap to keep DRS down to the turn 1. It's the most powerful DRS zone at this track. He's got it. Oh, no flag. J&T's around.
Yeah, but it's too late for a safety car now.
It is, but it is not too late for a race on our hands for the lead. 7/10 now. This could be a big fight. Here's Sam looking on Rice Cracker. Cannot go by for 3rd, but he hits the back of him. Oh, that McLaren is really bad in the corners. It's shown right there. But look at the straight line speed from the McLaren. He's just going to continue to pull away. And Jab is going to continue to fight for the net P3. Can we see Jab on the podium for the first time, Polo?
I mean, we could if you just get past Sam here. He's doing a fantastic job.
The battle for the lead heats up. The battle for 3rd place heats up. It's all unfolding. Atlantis has got within 5/10. All he needed was that flap in the rear wing. Just needed that little flap, and he's got himself within a chance for this race win. It would be his first Atlantis, but it definitely wouldn't be his last. I would tell you that right now. He's somebody who pops up every season in League Racing, gets a natural podium, gets a natural win every once in a while. I've not seen him win in a couple of years, I want to say. It's been since ARL Tier 2, where he got demoted, but now he's in a chance to win today against Davis. As we're coming 2 laps to go, it's still heating up. 3rd place is a battle to be talked about as well. 14th is a battle, but that's more for recognition at this point. Maybe if anybody spins out, it could be more. Atlantis in the Aston Martin. DRS deployed. 4/10. Here he comes on Davis on the penultimate lap. Can he make the move before turn 1? Davis is going to fight this, but he can't fight it too much because he's got a championship on the line. Down the inside, there's contact! He almost had synchronized spinning from what happened with Riles, but Davis gives it one up and Atlantis takes the lead. New race leader, Atlantis, for the first time this season.
That just shows now that Davis could make a mistake on this final lap. And if Davis makes a mistake, isn't the gap 18 points, even with the fastest lap?
To him and Riles, I want to say it is. Something like that.
Sam and Riles,
Close
anyway.
to that. Or Sam and Riles, yeah. Something like that. Kostag, 29-0. Fastest lap for him. I know Atlantis is somebody who may be under investigation for the incident with Riles. We'll focus on that post-race. Here's Jab looking on Sam, but the straight line speed is just continuing to hinder Jab.
He has more URS, but it's just not working for him.
No. And Davis keeps himself within DRS. Atlantis trying to keep himself ahead for this race win. You know he could be facing punishment post-race. Is there a ticket submitted yet? Jab on Sam, he's so close again. No ticket submitted just yet. We'll see post-race. 6/10 as we reach the final lap. It's the final lap of the URS season. A champion to be crowned soon. Here's Jab now. He cannot make the move just yet. Davis sitting behind at turn 1. Is he waiting for turn 4? Here's Sam looking on Rice as well. Can we go 3 wide? Yes, we can. Jab on the far inside pushes Sam out. Sam goes to the runoff. Sam goes wide, picks up the warning, and Rice has to yield. So does Sam. Jab onto the podium.
That is crazy. It's going to be Haas's second podium of the season as of right now.
Second driver.
Both Haas
Davis
drivers.
hits the back of Atlantis. It's still a fight for the lead, and it's still a fight for the championship. Anything can happen, especially with 18 laps on the mediums, 21 laps on the mediums for Ricecracker. That does have to go noted. Aaron Ocon also a best finish of the season he's looking for right now. And maybe a podium if we see any post-race pens. I doubt we will, but if we do, we could see one from Jab with Sam, Atlantis with Davis, Atlantis with Riles. We'll see. But it's been a season of disappointment for Atlantis, who is looking to win this race. He's only shown up to a couple of races. He's had his heart broken many times. He's going to come across the line and become a first-time winner. Atlantis J20 sees the checkered flag for the first time. He wins a race in URS. Davis 2K7, champion of the world. He finally gets redemption after last season where he missed out on the championship after Singapore, had the slouches he did, had disappointment. He finally takes the championship. He becomes the second different champion, and he was 8th in points last season. That does not matter now for your champion. Davis finishes second. Jab completes the podium with Sam to Aaron, the top 5. McLaren beat Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship, with Rowdy scoring the last point.
What a race. I'm so glad I came back to commentary just to watch a race like that, because that was absolutely amazing. Well done to Atlantis. Absolute congratulations to Davis, an absolute masterclass of driving from AlphaTauri. Shout outs to Communist.
Congratulations.
He
Good.
but he pulled off a masterclass of defense on Riles, caused Ross to be pressured into Atlantis, which caused the collision. we'll speak about that in just a bit, but
Congratulations to AlphaTauri for Constructors Champions. Axe and Burning Man finish in style across the line to become the last finishers of the season. And AlphaTauri just plows them. But that doesn't matter because AlphaTauri is the Constructors Champion as well. I said something about that. Sam, Davis, Lando, all submitting tickets already. We have a lot to unfold. I know it could very well change, but the one thing that won't change is the championship. That's for sure. Atlantis J20, a new winner in the league. And let's get Communist in here too, because he is a part of AlphaTauri's championship for the Constructors. What a day today. 15th on the grid for Sam to 4th. Jab, a first podium. We speak to him for the first time. It took him 7 races, but he's finally done it. And we have Alfa Romeo, who take fastest lap again in the league. That's the second time they do. That's the first time for them this season, I'm pretty sure, too. And let's get Communist in here, too. He's a part of AlphaTauri's championship for their Constructors. It's the first time we've also seen the same team win the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. So that's also worth to note. Let's talk to our podium sitter first of Jab. Jab. A little bit of controversy in the last lap. You went for it. You wanted that podium bad enough. It may have pushed out Sam just a little bit, but I think it was decently fair.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the last lap and the battle and the patience you had to have with Ricecracker and Sam. Make sure the audio's included too.
It's included. Well, I kind of just sat there, kind of build up the ERS. Because, let's be real, on pure pace, I'm not going to be able to get them on with straight line speed. So I just kind of sat there. Then had a few attempts to go for it, but I kind of backed off. I was just kind of waiting for my moment. Then I went for it, I have to look back at the clips and shit. Sorry for cursing. I look back at the clips and see what happened. No, I made the corner. I don't know what happened to him, but it's a podium. I went for it, and that's it.
Congratulations on your first podium. Talk to me about how long it took you to get a podium. You're on the podium, the same race. Your good friend Davis wins the championship. How special does that feel as well?
Um, Obviously, I think I should have got a podium at Canada, but obviously, unlucky safety cars, and obviously the big crash at the end kind of screwed that. But honestly, just cheering for Darius the whole time, letting him know the gaps, letting him know the situation, really trying to help him out the best I can, and get what ultimately win the championship, and I get a podium. It's probably will be get taken away, but no, it's great.
Congratulations, Paulo. Have any questions?
Not really. Congrats on our second podium of the season. Well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. On to a race winner. We'll get to Davison, Communist Ralph Atari last. Atlantis.
Yes.
It's a first win, but it does not come without controversy for sure.
No.
That's for sure.
I've done nothing
Talk to me first about the collision with Riles at turn 4 that you had.
Well,
Make sure audio's included.
I went for the move, as you know, and I don't know if you're watching, but I'm assuming you were, as you already know what happened. And yeah, he kind of cut me off, and I had no room. I have to accelerate around the corner. I have to get out the corner, otherwise it would be a boat. Just I think his back tire collided with mine. When the game like touches you like that, like it rubs against you, you got nothing to do there. So he spins, and then next thing you know, Sam is absolutely banging in the back of him, and he's dead in the middle of the road. And I'm like, well, no. So yeah, that's about it really. I mean, Aaron in turn 1, lap 1, completely drove me off track, so that me down to P9, made my way back up. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I was here the whole season, I would have maybe won the championship. I was on 74% mediums at the end of the race, and I still beat Davis because he's bad. And yeah, that's about it really.
Another thing I also want you to talk about is the similar collision with you and Davis. This time it ended up in him spinning. What happened there as well with you and him?
He hit the back of me. This idiot doesn't know how to brake and hits the back of me. Could have sent me flying. Could have sent himself flying. Like he's on fresher hards than me. Yeah, he literally, he's on fresher hards than me. He's probably about 45% at this point. I'm at 72%, and I can still make a corner that he can't. Like, it's just a skill level, realistically.
And you're a first-time winner. Talk to me about that, because last season we saw a first-time winner in the Aston Martin at the the final race, and now you do the same for Aston Martin today. Talk to me about that. What is it like to finally win?
Well, it did take me a lot of races. I haven't been here for most of them because I've been busy. But yeah, no, I feel like I worked hard for this one today. I mean, the Riles incident, again, 50-50, racing incident. I don't think I did anything wrong there. I think he could have left me way more room. He was on hards, I was on fresh mediums. He should let me through, He could use me.
What up?
And then, yeah, I feel like I said, if I was here from the start, raced every race, didn't have to leave for some races, I could have won the championship. I feel like I had a really good pace today. And yeah.
One more thing. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
First time winner. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say.
Okay.
Paulo, any questions?
One thing I do want to mention is I will vouch on Atlantis one because I have experienced a collision like what happened with Rouse in the past. In a team event for BRT, I think it was like ABRC round 1, I collided with someone and my car just rubbed off his tire and it spun me into the wall. And nothing was given because it was just poor game physics more than anything. So I will vouch on Atlantis that it wasn't really his fault on that collision.
All right. Not only that, but just want to mention Aaron Ocon did not get a single track limit warning that race. Impressive for him. So, now, before we go to Davis, Paulo, I'll let you handle the Constructors Champion of Communist. Make sure your audio's included, Com.
Well, that
Mhm.
was an absolute masterclass from you, communist. Pretty much, A gave your team the Constructors Championship, and well, importantly for your teammate, gave him the championship by pulling on a defensive masterclass on Riles, causing him to be under pressure, get passed by Davis, and subsequently uh, have a collision with Atlantis that put him out of the race. Thoughts on your race and thoughts on winning the Constructors Championship?
Just one sec.
All right. Russian anthem, I love it.
Alright, that's it. That. What was the
Alright.
question? I wasn't really listening. I can't remember.
Thoughts on winning the Constructors Championship and thoughts on your defensive masterclass on rounds.
Uh, it was a fun race. I gambled on the two stop because I thought there would have been at least a safety car near the end and not at the start. Didn't pay off because to be honest, I couldn't really care less what was going on in the championship, drivers' championship. Anyways, I wanted to win badly because I know I had the pace, but you know, the one step was definitely better than the two stops to do because these realistic cars, there's such a small skill gap, such a small gap in qualifying and the race. Like it's hard to break those kind of chains of 2-to-1 pit stops. So. Fun season overall. It's nice to get a constructors, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and not really much to say, but well, congrats on the Constructors Championship and well on a decent finish at least, considering you had to pit again.
Yeah, thank you.
Any questions, Ryan?
You know, it might have been only a podium for you this season, but the pole point helped out you in Britain. Many other stages like Russia and even today, just simple races where you scored points for AlphaTauri helped out today for their Constructors Championship. What was it like helping out Davis today as well, and just in general throughout the whole season, win the drivers and for you guys to win the constructors?
It was not. I mean, it was a good pairing up because I know Davis is a decent driver. At the start, I didn't really think of anything of it. I was like, let's see how it goes. And then, near the end, people were telling me to kind of try and fuck him over because some people don't like him apparently. I don't know. I'm not in that Discord 24/7, so I wasn't going to do that. Obviously, that's a bit peak. It's a bit mean to do on the virtual game. Apart from that, it was a decent season. See what happens next F1, I guess. I'd like to learn. I mean, I feel like I do decent for myself considering I only use automatic gears and medium traction, so it's decent. That's it, really.
All right, well, congratulations on the Constructors Championship for you guys in AlphaTauri.
Thank you.
Now, on to our champion of Season 2, Davis 2K7. Finished second place today. Another podium for him. But most importantly, it's that championship that you wanted. Davis, you are champion. It took 19 races, but you are champion. Talk to me about it.
Shut the fuck up, man. Stop being mean.
Oh, that's why you use Beth. It's okay. I like Beth for Atlantis. I continue, Ryan.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm
It's not
good. I'm
Atlantis,
good. Wait,
that's all.
Like,
It's not with Atlantis. Don't continue with that. I said, how does it feel finally winning the championship? That's what I said.
it's all right. Communist helped me a lot. You know, when I passed Ariels for second, Communist pulled off basically and pulled back in front. So he gave me a lead and all of that. So that helped me. And then Atlantis wrecked Ariels. So that was pretty good. Thank you, Atlantis, for wrecking Ariels for me. And yeah, I'm gonna get the win, of course, because I won my win. So like Atlantis, you're gonna take a penalty.
Bro,
Yeah.
he didn't even wreck him. It was just literally
Nah, you wrecked
tires
him.
collided.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Nope.
sure.
I saw it on the track
Yeah.
map.
Yep.
I saw
We
you
saw it on the
wreck
track
him.
map, which is two little dots next to each other.
Yeah, I saw you wreck him. Yeah, it's all right. It's good. Riles got unlucky because Atlantis, wrecked them. So
Shut
unlucky
up.
for Riles. Unlucky for Riles, but yeah, it's good. And we won constructor, so AlphaTauri on top.
Definitely. Now you finished second in the race. You had a fun battle, and you win the constructors championship with Calm as well. I know you just left the party, but talk to me about what he did to help you as well in today's race, and throughout the whole season. Plus the fact that today's race was crucial for him to help you win the championship.
Yeah, well, at Britain or whatever, me and him were battling, and Sam Steed was there, and once he had a 3 second, he let me go, and he just battled. And then today, like lap one, when like me and him were side by side or whatever, I was like, no way he's just gonna race me the whole time, like for the whole race or whatever. And then he finally just like he said, he wasn't thinking of it lap one, so like after that, he started helping me out. Him holding up Riles and all of them really helped me out. And I'm gonna guess part of that is why Atlantis and Riles started to battle as well, because of Communist holding everybody up. I mean, yeah, he gave me a lead and it was good enough, and the Riles and Atlantis incident happened, so yeah, and Atlantis won just because I feel like he was gonna give me anyways, but I was also taking it really easy because I didn't want to spin and I choke. I didn't want Jab to clown me. But yeah.
So, drivers champion finally. Last season, you were at a stage where, I mean, you obviously missed a lot of races, but you fell far the championship fight after I believe it was let me think. After Singapore, yeah, I couldn't think for a minute. Wow. You fell out of the championship fight after Singapore last season. Do you look at this as a redemption season?
Yes and no. Last season, I feel like I had really like a lot of bad luck last season, and like you said, I missed a lot of races. So like, I mean, I guess you can say it's like a redemption season, but then again, I didn't full on race that much last season, so I don't know. It's 50-50, but I just want the win, to be honest. I don't care right now. I just want that win. Atlantis, you should just give it to
You
me.
want that all-time record? Well, congratulations. Polo God, do you have any questions?
No, not really. But congratulations on the championship. You were been fantastic all season. Most consistent driver on the grid. Unlucky to Royals, obviously, it had to end it that way. But obviously, Davis stayed out of trouble, and that's what got him the championship. Congrats on the championship, and love your comment about Thrasher in the ticket.
Oh, yeah, don't tell him that. I'm ready for driver of the day to be rigged. Imagine. I
I'll vote
already
for
know
you,
I'm not
don't worry.
winning it, dude. I
Bro,
give
driver
up,
of the day
dude.
should be mine. 72%.
Bro,
77%.
no.
No, don't even start. How is it you?
No.
You're in the
God.
car. You're in a car.
Where's
That's
Jab in this?
No. It should be me, bro.
Oh,
P6 to P1. But
no.
no, P9 my polo cousin. Bro, shut up.
Yeah,
Bro, you got lucky. You got lucky,
Yeah.
alright?
No, yeah, you wrecked them. Thank you.
Bad game
Yeah,
physics
'cause
gave you the
wrecked them.
championship.
Yeah, no,
Bad
you
game
wrecked them.
physics
You
gave you the
wrecked them.
championship. Shush. Shush.
Yeah. Where did you finish in points, huh?
I don't know. I wasn't here for most of the season because I've been busy. I actually have a life. Touch grass, kid. Fuck
Yeah,
me.
okay. Okay.
Well, you guys ready for next season?
Yeah, more people to take out, hopefully.
Okay.
Hey, as Square put it, Atlantis J20 championship killer.
Listen. It was an accident. I've just messaged Riles. He's all cool with it. He knows it was the game physics.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
he doesn't.
I
that's
hope
not
He
even
doesn't
my
want to
fault.
admit it to you. He doesn't want to make you feel bad. I know what he's doing.
Listen, if he
Well,
was
I
really
hope
that
whoever
pissed,
you're around, Atlantis, I hope you're ever around. I hope you don't have another ear come off from it too because of ear physics. Okay.
Wow.
So
Listen,
no, seriously.
if Riles if
God.
he was that angry about it, he would have made a ticket. Clearly, he's not made a
Yeah.
ticket. He didn't say nothing in main chat.
Wait a
You
sec.
can tell it was either his fault or it was a game physics. Literally, I could have done nothing there.
Oh, there's been a ticket
Yeah.
made, buddy.
Yeah, from you retard.
Whoa!
Oh.
Oh, the language there.
Wow.
Hopefully this room got taken down.
Your admin role is at risk.
No, I'm not fast.
Oh, he's an admin. Yikes.
Well, Polo, League Awards will be released later today. I think we have something to be happy about from today's race for sure. So look forward to next game for race 20 and onwards for the league. What do you think, Polo?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic season. I will be back racing next season. This is only a one-stop for me commentating. So I'll more me crashing after 2 corners, and
Maybe.
yeah, most definitely. Hopefully next season will be a much more competitive season. This season was already competitive as it is, but when new drivers hopefully join the league, we should have an incredible season.
I agree. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, as co-owner and myself as owner will work to make sure we can get as many people as possible to make sure we have the attendance back up to a full grid for every race, not just most races, every race, and do our best to provide the best quality we can as both owner and co-owner. And you know what? Next game, it's going to be a blast. Season 3 coming up really soon. It should be tons of fun. Join us on the podcast this week. Because we'll have some special guests. Not only that, but we'll definitely be looking forward to a lot of things to talk about for sure. So we should have fun with this. Anyway, League Awards come out soon. Make sure you vote for those. Not only that, congratulations to Davis and AlphaTauri on the championship. Well deserved by them to get the championship. Congrats to Atlantis on a first win, Jab on a first podium, and I had Polo alongside me with it. We end off F1 2021 with a lot of fun. Something different as a league. I like it. Let's continue it. Let's keep it going in season 3. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say. Besides, for those who tuned in, make sure you tune in next season. Should be a blast. But until next time, it's RhinoCon31 and Polo guys signing off. Have a good one, folks.
Follow season